But yeah. So we're now live. What did you think about the game? I mean, just straight up, just straight up, because people are going crazy right now. I must say, and I'm a little bit pissed, but honestly, I'm also deflated.
Mhm.
You know how after the Dortmund game, I was not happy, but I was content. I was like, you know what? Okay, good. All right. There's a lot that there's a lot that we can work on, but there are some good things here. Today, I just feel deflated.
Yeah.
What about you? How do you feel?
Um, First thing I want to say is I don't think Zidane would have lost the game. But on a real note, uh, it's it's kind of weird. It's not the best feeling, but at the end of the day, I don't care about the cup too much. But the one thing I did think at the start that was odd was the lineup. I thought
Okay.
Sane played really well on the right against Dortmund, and Coman was really good on the left, and then he just changed it up. I didn't understand that, to be honest. I thought maybe he could have put Cancelo on the right side on the second half, bring on Davies on the second half. They were playing a really low block. Maybe you want to play two offensive fullbacks to create some space. I thought that was a kind of a weird decision to have at the start. Maybe not subbing on Davies and switching Cancelo was a poor decision, but I thought the game was pretty boring, to be honest. We didn't make many chances, nothing really clear cut. A lot of poor passing displays, really bad runs. We couldn't break their low block. A lot of players were disappointing again. Mane was crap as usual. And as usual, we have a tough time breaking down low blocks. We've had this trouble for a long, long time in the Bundesliga. The teams just sit back, get us on the counter, and they know eventually we're going to make a mistake at the back. Their first goal was a really good goal, well taken. The second goal, they got lucky on the penalty, but we weren't creating anything, and they knew if they sat back and just dealt with the pressure, they could maybe nick a goal somewhere. I think at some point we just kept trying the same things over and over again to where I think at some point you just have to say, give them the ball, let them come at us, let them create space in the back for themselves because they don't have the ability to weed you on the ball. So maybe if you just give them the space, let them have possession, we can hit them on the counter. But we didn't want to try anything different.
You know what this reminded me of? It reminded me of like the first season under Pep Guardiola,
Mm-hmm.
where we had all the ball but didn't know how to score and just kept passing it and passing it and passing it and just like, what now? What do we do now? What's the plan now? What who are we gonna give the ball to now? And that's kind of what it reminded me of.
Yeah,
Just like aimless passing for about 30 minutes, and then they started attacking us a little bit, and suddenly, we kind of just crumbled. We'd lost that control of the game, so to speak, and it just went all downhill.
yeah. I think a lot of players just lack the confidence in like goal scoring. Yeah, there's one chance with Sane where he was like kind of through, and then he decides to make a shit pass to the middle. When I thought he could have maybe chipped the keeper or tried to round the keeper, but he didn't go for it. I think a lot of players lack that confidence right now, and I do think we need like a big striker who can just say, "Give me the ball, put something into the box." Because when Chupo's out of the game, we're crossing with no hope in the box. No one's gonna get to the end of the cross. They have big, tall defenders in the box, and we only have Mane, Gnabry, Musiala. Like they're not gonna win a header against these guys. So there's no point in even crossing after that. We just miss a striker in the box who can do something.
Yeah, yeah, and I think it's very telling that like a report today came out about Colomwani, and us maybe signing him in the summer, depending on how Tuchel evaluates the squad. Now, obviously, it needs to be said, uh, Tuchel was brought in for the three competitions: the DFB Pokal, the Bundesliga, and the Champions League,
Yeah.
and we're now out of one. So of course, he shoulders some of the blame. I mean, nobody's absolving him of any of the blame. I know people are going crazy right now. People that like Nagelsmann are going absolutely wild right now, and they are obviously mistaken. But you know what? He does shoulder some of the blame, and it has to be said. You can't just talk around it. It's the way it is. But some of the players, and I won't mention them. You can mention them if you want, but I won't mention them. Some of the players really have to look at themselves because they have not been good for too long now.
Mhm.
And I know it's still early days under a new manager, but like they need to improve ASAP.
Mhm.
And I'm not going to mention them, but I think everyone knows who I'm talking about.
Mhm. Yeah. I think the board has to take some blame too. I think they pussyfooted the Nagelsmann situation a lot to where they should have either sacked him earlier if they really wanted Tuchel this bad, or just have stuck with Nagel. I don't know. I respect that they stuck with their convictions and sacked him and went for the guy they wanted. But if you knew you wanted him this long, like maybe you should just got rid of Nagelsmann sooner.
You know what annoys me so much, right?
Mhm.
Every time I want, okay, I'm known as someone that wants managers out. Um, which is kind of funny because I feel like I'm level-headed, but it reminds me like every time I've wanted a manager out, like truly out, he gets sacked like
Mhm.
2 months after. And I'm just like, couldn't you have done this 2 months ago? And it's the same thing that I'm feeling here. I wanted Nagelsmann out. I mean, I wanted Nagelsmann really out, beginning of this season, really. As I said, I always give them one full season and then I evaluate them critically, and I didn't think we were good enough this season. So I wanted him out much earlier. But then, especially like during the World Cup, you only get that chance, once with a World Cup right in the middle of the season. And I feel like you should have done it then. And then
Mhm.
it took another few months. And ultimately, I think if Tuchel if Tuchel was here
Mhm.
during the World Cup, I think his footprint and his stamp and his brand of football would be all over the squad already. Now, obviously, it's a race against time, and that's sort of what we all know it would be. That was the big worry, really, that it was a race against time. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. It is what it is. It sucks that we lost today, but my first loss were flipped to the team in 2020. I'll be honest, I don't even remember those, like straight up, because that was the COVID year, and I don't remember the COVID year that well. If I'm being completely honest, besides the break and then afterwards. But with all of that said, hello Sad, and also hello Core.
What's going on, man?
Thoughts on the game?
I just did my live stream. I did a real short live stream. Um, yeah, I'll be honest with you, Bayernfantv. It's not
Here we go,
Tuchel's
Tuchel
fault.
out.
No, it's not Tuchel's fault. It's not Tuchel's fault. It's not. I'll tell you what it is. Um, the team, the team itself is not closing out games. We need to find someone who can put the ball in the back of the net. We've lost that right now. The strike, we don't have a natural number 9 and a striker. But what really frustrates me so much too is, Sane, you had a open chance to shoot the ball. He can't use his left to shoot. I don't know why. Sane can't use his
You
left to
mean at the
shoot.
beginning of the second half when he
I,
tried to put it back?
when he dribbled about 2 3 players,
Ah,
you were in
okay.
the penalty arc. You could have shot it. You could have shot it right there in the middle. You could have shot it, and that would have been a goal, and that would have brought us to, what I'm trying to say. That it would have been, at least it would have been 2-2, would have gone to extra time. But I don't know. I don't know. Bayern fans, I don't know what is wrong with this Bayern team, because I got to the point where, like, I was like, oh, Tuchel's coming, Tuchel's coming, Tuchel's coming, and I understand. And I give him credit. It's not Tuchel's fault. It's not Tuchel's fault. But the team, okay, the team and the players are poor, are very, very poor. I look at someone like Chupamoting, average. This guy, Mueller, all he gives us is off the ball movement, but he cannot give us the clinicalness. You understand what I'm trying to say? You need clinicality. So for me, this is my thing. It's over. Um, Bayern Fantasy, we're not going anywhere against Man City. I think we're losing those 2 legs. I'm telling you, I think
You
we're losing
changed your
those.
tune so quickly.
No, 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 no. I'm serious. No, I'm serious. So, like, I know where this is going. There's no need for me to watch the Man City game right now, because today this is the type of game where this is the situation you are going through. in recent games when you were drawing or when you were losing, you could not overcome. What kind of Bayern is this? This is not the Bayern that I know. You understand what I'm trying to say? You have to know how to overcome in these difficult moments when you are 1-0 down, when you're 2-0 down, when you are 1-1. Who is the one who's going to step up and score that goal and put it in the back of the net? Nobody. There's nobody. Like, there's nobody, Bayern fan. There is nobody. There's absolutely nobody. And oh my God, like I really I knew Freiburg was gonna score. I don't know where the goal was gonna, but I knew that the way we weren't putting the ball in the back of the net, that goal was coming. That goal was coming. And that donkey Musiala, again, we need to cash in on him in the summer. Cash in on
All
him.
right.
I don't need
Okay. All right. That's
I
enough.
don't need him.
that's
No, I don't
enough.
need I don't
That's
need him.
enough.
Look, listen, let me tell you something. Bayern Prince, let me tell you something. Look, he had, think about this. So he came in. He came in, right? What did he do?
One
He didn't
second
do shit.
before you continue, Ryan, just send me a DM on Twitter and I'll send you a link to join if you want. Continue.
He didn't do
Sorry for
shit.
stopping your rant.
He didn't do shit. He did not do shit. And he was awful. He was appalling. I just when I watch this Bayern team, we like what this club is. This is, we should not be going through this type of situation against Freiburg. I'm sorry, man. Against Freiburg, you see on the weekend they'll have a different reaction and they'll probably beat Freiburg. Okay, but that my thing is, in the most important moment, who is going to step up? No one. No one. But look at City. City have Julian Alvarez. They have Erling Haaland. And even Erling Haaland's not a big game player, but Julian Alvarez is going to be the difference maker because he's the big game player. Rodri is the big game player in that Bayern game. So what chance do we have? What chance do we really, really have against City? Because if we don't have a number 9, number 1, unless City play high line, and I know City won't play high line because City, they're gonna play defensive football and they'll sit back. You see, so I'm like, if you can't play against Freiburg, how can you beat City? How can you can't break down a simple Freiburg team? A simple Freiburg team, man. Oh my
I don't have
God,
anything to say
man.
to what you said.
When Core said Musiala was not playing good lately, I did not thought about it. But really, after the World Cup, he hasn't been performing. Bro, I'm crying, man. I'm crying, man. Like, I just, Prince, I don't know what to even say anymore, yo. I don't know what to even say anymore. Like, I think I'm gonna stop watching Bayern for like the rest of this year, the rest of the season, because Prince, to be honest, it's really it's too much, man. It's too much. Like, I'm having panic attacks. I'm having like worry in my head that why? Just shoot the fucking ball. Like, for Sane, shoot the fucking Coman. Why are you hesitating? Take a risk. Take a fucking risk. Gnabry, you just took on two defenders. I want you to shoot the ball. Do a Trivela. Do at least a Trivela and shoot it straight at the goalkeeper. At least give the goalkeeper some type of pressure. Some type of pressure. Oh my God. Cancelo. Oh my God, Prince. Don't get me started with Cancelo, bro. Cause that man is just attacking merchant. He don't give you nothing defensively. He's awful. He's so awful because all the attacks was coming from his side. All those attacks were coming from his side. bro, I'm so
Sounds
pissed.
like you're going through it.
No, bro, Prince, Prince, you don't know. Like, I'm so pissed how we lost to Freiburg. But Prince, after I watched this Freiburg game, I'm like, no, man, this season's over. Like, we're not going nowhere, man. Because, like, we have the donkey and Musiala, who, uh, selfish player, not really good. He has potential, but, you know, Sane, good player, but Coleman, good player, but he's hesitating in a big moment like this. Yeah, you are literally, you are a big club. You are a big club. You are a big, like, I want people to realize this. We are a big club. I don't care what anybody says. We are a big club. It's just that the players that we have currently, Gnabry and Sane, are not living up to the Frank Ribery and Iron Robin replacements that we call them to be. So they need to be sold in the summer. Them and Musiala has to be cashed in. These guys have to go because they are awful. They are awful. Like, oh my god, oh my goodness, man. You know what was really sad?
All
Prince,
all right. You know what?
Prince,
You know what?
Prince.
Just calm down a little.
No, Prince. I want every day. Like you know me, right? I'm very passionate about Bayern. Every time I see the lineup, I'm really excited. Today I was really excited. Because when I saw the 4-2-3-1, I saw Sane in the left wing. I saw Coleman at the right wing. I was like, oh wow, that's, you know what I'm trying to say? That's what I've been talking about. That's what I've been talking about. When we started the game, it wasn't working. And then in my eyes, I'm thinking, what's going on? What's going on? Then I start realizing that, oh my goodness, Choupo-Moting is dropping back to midfield. It's not working. It's just not working. He's dropping in the mid instead of being inside the box and waiting for the ball to come to you so that you can score put the ball in the back of the net. You are dropping it in the midfield. Another thing is, what was I gonna say? What was that? Yeah. Okay, yeah. Another thing is, the pressing was good in the first half. The build-up play was very good. There was nothing wrong with the build-up play. The chance creation was very, very good today. But who will put that ball in the back? Who will shoot that ball and put it in the back of the net? Who is going to do that? Huh?
Well, with that said, welcome to the discussion, Sad and Niles and Joy. You've just heard from Core and his rant. You see, I'm not angry. He's angry. He's distraught. I'm not angry in the slightest. Do you want to know why? I don't know what it is, but like the DFB Pokal, I just expect things like these to happen. Like I expect just to concede a penalty in the last minute of the game and go out. That to me, when we didn't score a second goal, I knew this was gonna be how it goes. So I prepared myself for it. But how you two feeling? How are you feeling about the game? I don't know who wants to
Who
go
starts?
first of you two.
Man, let me tell you something. When we got out to Villarreal or like to Real Madrid or anytime we dropped out, right? I was never like angry. I was never like shouting. But this time, I was literally screaming at my TV because I couldn't believe that we dropped out to fucking Freiburg in the DFB Pokal. And my name is telling I'm a Nagelsmann fan. But I'm not even blaming this in the slightest to Tuchel. This is not Tuchel's fault. As Kor said, these players, I don't understand. Like, honestly, I do care if you don't play in the league every time 100%, right? If you don't give everything in the league because you've won it 10 times, maybe it gets boring, you don't really care about it anymore. But the DFB Pokal, we've been embarrassed 2 times now, and this is the 3rd time now. And we still don't give everything there. Like, compare this to to the way we play in the Champions League, and you would say these are two different teams. Like, I don't understand that. And I mean, I can just repeat what Coach. I would have never think that I agree with Core on something, but this is true. What he said is true. We were so bad that I cannot blame anyone else but the players this time, and I'm just so angry about it. Like, nah, man, I have nothing else to say. Like, everyone who's blaming Tuchel is an idiot. Just saying. Everyone who's saying Tuchel out or it's because we got Tuchel now. No, it's not that. We
People
lost
are just
this
trolling.
game.
People are just trolling when they say that.
Yeah, I guess they're trolling. I mean, I get the frustration though if people say we sacked. Like, the board was reasoning it for a second. Nagelsmann was because they thought our season goals were in danger, and now we out of the Pokal, which make the board look like fucking clowns. Like, you have to admit that they look like clowns now. And I'm very interested in how they want to respond to all this, but that's a different topic.
Hello guys, how are you?
I'm good.
Yeah,
How are you?
I mean, what are you asking? We are obviously not fine. We went out to fucking Freiburg, man. I just look at Core's
No,
face
listen,
right now.
listen. That is fine. That is fine. I don't know why you are so angry about the game. We lost the game in the Pokal. It's possible. It's all right. It's not the end of the world. You need to understand that Tuchel has a very small window, okay, to operate on. He has to win the Bundesliga, and he has the matchup against Man City in the Champions League, and this is the much more important games. Okay, let's say it's all the games are important, but he had a window to configure, let's say, or to try on in today's game, and I think today's game was good. I really don't think it was a bad game.
If you think today's game was good,
That
you
was a
need to
terrible
explain
game.
it. Like, that
Listen,
was one of the worst games I've watched. I'm not even
listen.
joking.
No, I'm not. Listen.
Yo, let me tell you something, bro.
Continue. 1 second. Let me continue, and then you
Okay,
can
go continue.
with what you have. Listen, see, we were dominant. Okay, we had great chances, which is it's the same issue since the start of the season. Nothing new. All right, we had great chances, and we don't deliver on them. All right, Choupo-Moting has a drop in form. Okay, next to the goal today, he had two clear chances. He did not take them off, or he was sloppy with them. And I think overall we did great. This is my opinion. I will be general with you.
Can you
I
name
think
3 good chances?
we played well. Listen, I think today we played well, but the odds was against us with how Freiburg set up, and with the game overall. The game was decided on a penalty, on a stupid penalty at 91 minutes. That's all. I don't think it's.
If there's one thing I agree with you is like Freiburg, like they didn't try to win this game. Like they weren't like attacking all the time. They had like 20 chances or anything. They had like 2 chances and they both scored with them, which is unlucky. I give you that.
No,
But-
it's not unlucky.
Okay, then
deserved
it's not even unlucky. But you see our squad, see Freiburg. You know how people say you don't even need the manager to win the Bundesliga, right? You don't need them for Bayern because Bayern is so far ahead of all the other teams. How are we not winning the game against Freiburg? Tell me that. I don't understand.
Yeah, look.
Even in a knockout game, this is a knockout game. It's not even a league game where you're like, okay, we don't give a fuck if we lose this. We are winning the league anyway.
And you know the funny thing is it's not even Gladbach.
Yeah,
This is not Gladbach like how we lost last season.
this
No,
is the
here's
first
the
time
thing
we
with
ever
here's the
lost
thing
to
with this team.
Freiburg.
Here's the thing with this team. When the momentum is shifting away from them, they can't do anything. There's not a single player who can say, I'm going to change the game by myself. I can do something.
I'm gonna change the game by the scruff of the neck. That's
can-
what I'm
there's no-
saying.
There's
That's
not one
what
that can do it, though. But there's not one player that can do it. There's not one player who can inspire the rest. The
They
only
say
one
this is the
who can
best
do it.
Bayern squad of all time.
It's
You are
not.
joking.
No.
Like, okay, you can say it if you look at by the market value, fine. But this is not the best Bayern squad of all time. This is clearly not. We are lacking the number 9. We are lacking.
Listen, yes, sure. Listen, this is our main point. Bayern Munich is lacking a striker that can deliver. This is the point since Robert Lewandowski moved to Barcelona this season. This is the point. We just need to bring on a good striker. I think the system was working well. I think the players are sloppy. They need to work more for delivery on the delivery. I think Tuchel has a lot to do with this point in particular, and I don't think we will be sloppy again this season. Really, I think next game with the Freiburg on Saturday, right? All right. I think we will smash them, and you will see that within 3 days.
But that's the annoying part, though. You know, that one could argue that, like, why couldn't we beat them today? But then on the weekend, I bet you we beat them 4-0. I bet you we beat them.
You know, this is the funny part about Bayern. Like, in the weekend, we'll play them again, and then we probably beat them 4-0. And then what are we gonna say then? Then we're gonna be like, oh, the problem.
You know what is the difference? You know what is the difference, Gore? The difference is this is a cup game. This is one decided victory, win or lose game. That's why the setup is different. That's why the game is different. The play is different. Everything is different. But in the league, you will set up. If you win, all right. If you did not win, all right. And there is a draw in the middle. This is the main difference, really.
So with that said, we'll go right back to the discussion. I just wanted to introduce Ryan. Welcome to the discussion. Just what are your thoughts on the match? And I think this is your first time here as well. I'm pretty certain it is. So welcome to the discussion.
Hey, what's up, guys? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, perfect.
I'm sweating.
Yeah, it's my first time joining the stream. Happy to join. My take on the game is, I think it wasn't that bad, to be honest. I think we had some pretty dominant phases throughout the game, but the number one issue for me is clearly just the final ball is so bad, and the decision making on the players, the decision making they have in front of the goal is so bad. And I think the middle of the park, like with Kimmich and Goretzka, they haven't been playing well lately. They're not dominant enough. They can't control the game. They can't accelerate the game when we need to accelerate the game. And of course, as everybody said, we don't have a main striker, and that's causing some issues as well. But overall, first of all, I don't want to blame Tuchel. I don't think he had enough time to impose his tactics and his strategy and his game plan. But just partially it was good, but in the end, not good enough.
That's fair enough. Now here's something that I want everyone's opinion on this, all right? Because Cole said this earlier, and Nagels Enjoyer mentioned it in the chat, but there was a thing where Cole, sometimes what he says, there is a lot of truth to it, and he's been saying for a while now that he thinks Musiala has been, to put it mildly, atrocious for too long. What's everyone's thoughts on that? Because obviously Musiala today conceded the penalty. It was.
I'm not blaming him for that. Yeah,
it was a stupid penalty to concede. That's the worst part. Our defenders are the ones scoring. Our defenders are the ones defending. But then it's the strikers and the forwards giving away the penalties. It was the same against Dortmund. It's the same today as well. Kind of frustrating. But what's everyone's thought on the Musiala topic? Because after Musiala, I want to talk about the issues.
He's out of form. He's back from an injury. I think it's normal. We don't need to blame him, or definitely not to sell him this summer.
Yeah, that's also a bit.
That was wild.
That's a bit fucked, Cole. We don't sell him. It's
Also,
just the case, right? He's just not being great at the moment.
He's only 20 years old too.
Yeah, exactly.
He's too young to put the pressure. The pressure should be put
I
on
don't have time.
Court. What I'm saying is,
let me tell you something, Daniel. Let me tell
you this though. The pressure should be on the experienced players, like how you said. Sané and Gnabry should have been the robbery region. They don't want the pressure. These guys don't want to play with the pressure. Like you saw with how you said Sané didn't take the shot, but
Oh, I was so angry at that.
But he takes the shot against
Bro,
Dortmund
in
and
the, on
rebounds.
the penalty arc. On
Yeah.
the penalty arc.
And then
Just
if he
shoot
does,
the ball.
if he does what he does against Dortmund, maybe there's a rebound and someone gets the end of it, right? But even though Musiala hasn't been great, he's had a big drop in form. I don't want to blame him because
No.
people say the penalty was stupid. It's stupid, but this team does a lot of stupid things, a lot of stupid decisions, wrong passes, stupid fouls all over the pitch. That's just how that stuff has to be corrected.
I mean, if you look at our squad and you say our how we play is dependent on Musiala's form, we have a problem, right? Like, we have so many great players. It shouldn't be on Musiala playing well that is affecting our performance, if you know what I mean. Like, there are other players who should be able to close games against Freiburg and not Musiala, not only Musiala.
Can I just say, Tausif joins us now, and I blame him. I blame him completely for this loss today.
I swear, Prince, this is my 8th time in the stadium, and it's the first loss. The first loss. Don't put this on me.
Also, can you tell us how the atmosphere was exactly, especially after we conceded the penalty?
Oh, wait, let me just get into my car.
I think you can hear the atmosphere.
All right, no. It wasn't a good atmosphere, but weirdly, as we got worse, the atmosphere got better for some reason. But after the penalty, obviously the entire stadium kind of deflated. But it wasn't a good atmosphere to begin with, to be honest. I was sat right above the Südkurve, and even there, I was probably the only one singing along, and the rest were just sitting there, waiting for something to happen. Because at the end of the day, we didn't really create, like, there wasn't much creativity, not many moments of inspiration from the team. And I think, most people were just disappointed for the entirety of the 90 minutes. And I was like, before we conceded the penalty, I was actually like glad that this was a cup game, because I knew this was going to end in a 1-1 if this were a Bundesliga game. But I had hoped that Bayern would just try and get the winner within the 90 minutes. But then, I don't even know who caused the penalty. Who was it? Was it Upamecano?
Musiala.
Musiala.
Musiala. Oh God.
Which is why
I mean,
Kor
like,
which is why Kor is saying that Bayern should sell Musiala right now. It's not been good enough.
he wasn't. It was crazy because it tells, like, it speaks volumes about the game if the best impact from a bench player was from Gnabry in the first 2 or 3 minutes. When he came on, it was like, oh, hello, he's bringing some energy. I didn't see anything from Sadio Mane. I didn't see anything from Musiala. Who else kind of came in? There was someone. What was the third substitution?
Yeah, I think the energy was there today. You see, Sané did he did perform well. Okay, he pushed himself defensively and in the attack. He tried. This is what we want to see from him. We want him to see himself, not like before. Before he was sloppy, losing the ball all the time. You know how it goes within the in the last month or so. So this is good. But Gnabry tried also, but you can see he's not. I don't know. Tuchel has a lot to do, really, within a window of time.
Yeah, but the weird thing was I never saw Tuchel being active on the touchline, which is weird because I always had this image of him of being a very active, like the German Guardiola almost. He was very inactive.
I thought that in the first half, especially like during the first, well, mainly so during like the first 10 to 15 minutes, he was very active because I was like watching, I was watching the tactics cam rather than a normal game cam. And like I could just see him constantly just, whenever, I think it was like the first 10 minutes or so, it was Upamecano and De Ligt constantly passing the ball between them and not playing it forward. And he just constantly, was shouting at them to play it forward, to stop passing at the back, to stop, to try and break the line. But nothing of that sort of happened. And you just saw, I just saw him get increasingly frustrated with it. But yeah, I don't know. Like it was a strange game because it was almost expected. like how many of you guys? Let me just ask this, around to everyone. How many of you guys expected us to concede? Because I expected us to concede because this
100%.
reminded me of.
I
It
mean,
reminded me of Pep
I could
Guardiola.
tell.
Yeah,
I could
because this
tell.
was like
I could
this
tell.
was classic Pep Guardiola first season, where like we've got
See-
all the control, all the possession, but no chances. And back then we
Did
had
you see the
strikers.
first goal? Did you see the first Freiburg goal? It's unstoppable.
It's one of those
Yeah,
things.
but no. From Soma's perspective, maybe, but someone should have pressed that one.
We need
Two
to
That-
talk
shit
that-
about
that-
that fraud too.
You should have stopped. You
We
should
need
have
to talk
stopped
about
that shot
fraud.
before it happened.
It's two shit clearances in a row.
No,
Uber
no,
Makana
no.
clears it to come on, can't get the fucking clear. It's a two shit clearances
You
in
need
a
to
row.
talk about that fraud, man. You need to talk about that fraud. Answer that guy Kool-Aid thing. He said, "Core, you did this to Bayern. You Barcelona don't okay? Because at the moment, this is my club, and I'm telling you guys what my club is the one what they're supposed to do. At the moment, we don't have the players. We don't have the players. Did I say we're gonna win a Champions League? That's the first question I'll tell him, because I never said we're gonna win the Champions League with Tuchel being coach. I just said that we need a managerial change. That's what I said, and I got a managerial change. So you guys keep saying it's me who did this. A lot of Bayern fans, Prince, it's been all week long. A lot of Bayern fans texting me in messaging, telling me, "Oh, Core, you're the one who did this. You're the one who got Nagelsmann out. Nagelsmann would have done much, much better." And I'm seeing it all over my Twitter storylines and so forth. We would have lost 3-0 if Nagelsmann was coaching
No, I
Bayern today.
disagree.
I'm telling
I
you this.
disagree. I completely disagree.
I'm telling you this right
I'm
now.
not saying we would have
He's
won,
shit.
but just saying we would have lost 3-0 is bullshit. Why?
This is
You don't
listen,
even
man.
know
This
that.
is
Yeah,
You
the
can't
because
know
he's
that.
shit.
this is
He's
this is
shit.
by far the worst performance I've seen live at the stadium. By far, like there was like we could say, all right,
Prince,
I have to say the Leverkusen
Prince,
game was worse,
this
but still.
yeah, but I was live there.
Prince, please highlight that that Barca fan. He said, "You told me Bayern will beat Man City 4-0 on Discord." When did I say this? When did I say this?
Yes, go on.
When did I
Looking for receipts.
Fuck them haters.
Do you think Man City will set up like Freiburg today? Of course not.
Nah, of course not.
Yeah,
Of
but
course
still,
not.
it doesn't mean we win this. If
Well,
we
let me
try
ask
to
you one quick question. But before we
If
talk
you
about
talk about
Manchester City,
Freiburg,
let me ask one.
Yeah, go.
Let me just ask one quick question to Ryan, because he's been a bit quiet, and you know what, this is an open discussion, so there's like no need
Oh,
to mute
sorry.
yourself. You can just talk whenever.
Okay.
But my question to you is, because obviously it's your first time here, where do you stand under Nagelsmann and Tuchel? I guess if you can call it a debate.
Well, I would have given Nagelsmann more time, to be honest. I mean, I agree that he didn't like the football wasn't the greatest, but the vision of Bayern was to, I mean, they gave him a 5-year deal, right? So the vision was to plan long term with him. So I would have given him more time, and especially he was still in all competitions.
So I can laugh about the comment.
Okay.
Dibs. Okay. No.
But I
Let
mean,
me address these people. They're in Prince. These guys, right? They're in my Discord group. Okay, so they like to put words in other fans' mouth, and they don't really know what they misinterpret what you say. You understand what I'm trying to say? So for me, I never said that. I don't know where he got that from, and he can't find any receipts where I said that.
But someone
So
said it.
what's
Who
the
said
point?
it?
This one's a good one.
I didn't
Say
Shoot
it.
the
say
repeat.
I'll say
I
it.
never said it.
Tuchel is going to
Like,
score a free-piece, a
there's no
hat-trick at the
receipt.
Etihad.
You can't pull out receipt.
Mark my words.
Oh
You guys can make a receipt on
It's over,
Photoshop.
man. Season's over.
I'm
No,
putting
no.
money on it.
Season's
No,
I
over.
hope that
who
said
said
sorry,
it first?
Ryan.
Who said it first?
Listen. The moderator
Season's
is
over.
highlighting saying on the screen.
Look, I've said it, and mark my words. You know, Choupo-Moting, after all the criticism now, he's going to score a free-piece at the Etihad and then a double at the Allianz Arena. Mark my words. You can quote me on that. 100% factual. Trust me.
Prince, did you see today's game?
He's
Did you see
played as a
today's
number 8, all right? Just allow it. He was played as a number 8 today. Anyway, Ryan, sorry to cut you off. Go on.
No worries.
Yeah, Ryan.
No, yeah. As I said, I would have given him more time, but I'm happy with Tuchel as well. I'm curious to see what he's going to bring to the club and how he's going to set the team up, basically. But there's a lot of work to do. There's a lot of work to do.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough. Well, the real question is this, yeah. Does anyone here think that that Manchester City are gonna set up the way that Freiburg set up?
Of course,
Honestly,
of course not.
No.
Oh yeah.
Does
Why
that
would
really
they?
matter?
Oh, yeah.
Does that matter?
Oh yeah. Look, mark my words. They're going to sit back. They're going to sit back and we're gonna find it hard to break them down. It's over. The
Maybe
season's over, guys. I'm
maybe
telling
in
you this
Munich,
right
but
now, man.
there's no way they're going to
Guardiola.
sit back in Manchester. No way.
Also,
That's
it's Pep.
Guardiola.
You're gonna tinker around.
Because
Why
look-
would they sit back? They have so much quality.
we all know what's gonna happen. All right, we're gonna
The
play
reason
them
why
at
they
the
will sit
Etihad.
back
They're
is
gonna win 1-0, and then when Pep goes to Munich, he's gonna play Haaland as left back. We all know that's gonna happen. Like, that's inevitable. He's gonna play Haaland as left back and Kevin De Bruyne as centre back, and then they're gonna concede a free piece from Choupo-Moting.
I think regardless, though, right? If City comes to play ball and they start passing it around us and we can't stop it, that just goes to show like we're not on their level quality-wise.
Yeah.
If they sit back, we'll never break them down because we have a big issue breaking down deep line defenses. We can't do it.
Yeah, that's very
I
worrying.
think-
Daniel,
I
what you
wouldn't
said.
even say that.
Are you watching City games lately?
Yes.
They don't know how to defend really. They
No,
don't know how to sit
Doesn't matter.
back.
Doesn't matter.
it depends on how they, as a footballing side, they're better without Holland,
Yeah.
right? They play better.
Pep
But-
is looking at our games and laughing.
But for the last few weeks, their form has for sure picked up compared to pre-World Cup. Like they're
Yeah.
better side so far. Like they're defending better now than maybe before the World Cup.
Yeah. What worries me about today's performance as well is there was no aggression in pressing. Like there was no pressing whatsoever. It was like they didn't even try. And then there was no creativity going forward. Like the only tactics we had going forward was like dribble or pass it to the corner flag and try and cross it in and hope to Allah, hope to God, hope to pray to whomever that someone gets a head in or a leg in, and that was it. Like nothing over like the central area, and that was just poor. Like not even when Musiala and Müller both were on the pitch. Like yeah, Sane tried, but there was so many instances where Sane could have taken a bloody shot, and he kept on dribbling, and the chance was gone. And we just need to fix that ASAP.
How do you guys think Cancelo performed today? Do you
He
think it
was
was a
shit.
good decision to play him instead of Davies?
His passing is poor sometimes. Like his
No, I
balls
think
are-
it was a good decision, but the problem was second half is when you bring in Davies. That's the problem.
they were
Yeah, I
sitting
guess.
so deep. You have to put Cancelo on the right second half, Davies on the left second half. Like they were sitting so deep, you have to break them down like that.
Yeah, I agree.
But Cancelo was playing much more centrally in the second half. Am I the only one who saw that, or?
No, they were. Yeah, they were cutting the middle, and then we were trying to play through the middle. But even then, even if we had Cancelo on the right and Davies on the left, Moting was off, so we were gonna cross to nobody in the middle. Nobody would be there.
Exactly.
No, man, I'm so angry.
The thing with Cancelo today, for me personally, was there was a lot of good moments. I just don't think him and Sané necessarily work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have loved to see him and Coleman or whichever way. Like him and Gnabry, I thought was okay. I just don't think Gnabry currently. Gnabry is a weird one for me because like he has moments where he like looks really good, and then it's just like, but now what? It's almost like the opposite of what he used to be, right? Like usually he would just get the ball, run past you and then shoot and score.
Yeah.
Now he's actually more of a dribbler and without an end product. And I'm just like, what happened? How are these two roles reversed now? Also, I'm sorry, but this might be the weirdest comment I've ever seen in my chat. Just straight up. I don't know what this
I don't know
comment
where
is.
that came from.
She's quality core.
I don't, man.
I don't even know.
I have
It
a
would have been
feeling
funny if I
it's
wasn't
that
in
guy
this.
from my Discord. I think it's Bernard from my Discord. I think that's who it is.
Prince, I think you hit a good point in the Cancelo Sane thing, because I think both want to play so much more centrally that they won't hold the wide area. So there's no one to play through the wide area, make overlaps in the wide area. Like, it was just not working for them.
This is an interesting comment. Is our performance in the Bundesliga looking poor due to the league getting better? I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say the league is getting
neither
better.
would I.
I'm saying we don't know how to deal with these low blocks. And the thing is,
We could lose on the weekend, guys. We could lose on the
Yeah,
weekend.
Yeah,
in Freiburg, yeah. I mean, I think it's more the case of most Bundesliga teams know how to play against Bayern now. They're still shit,
yeah.
but they know how to play against
They're
us.
not good. You can see they are not doing anything in the European competition, except
Except
for
the
us
Europa
and
League.
Leverkusen.
Yeah, except the Europa League or Conference League occasionally. But like in the Champions League, like which Bundesliga team is, doing anything?
No, we
Yeah,
are.
I'd say the
When
the
beaten in the league and then go get smashed by by Chelsea of all teams.
That's why I don't get the hype of people saying Union Berlin and Freiburg must play in the Champions League. No, they would just go fourth. Like in both, they both would go fourth because they have no chance.
yeah.
This is not possible for them.
I mean,
they
I
get
think
results against us. Okay, congratulations. But that's completely different in the Champions League.
yeah, I think it's more the case of the Champions League teams of the Bundesliga have declined, but the Europa League and Europa Conference League level teams, they're somewhat stable, which is quite unusual for Bundesliga teams, because we never have any consistency when it comes to these positions.
Is it not just the case that the teams that usually perform in the Champions League are now just in the Europa League because they've gotten so much worse? So even though they had no chance in the Champions League, now that they're playing in the Europa League, they're suddenly looking good.
I mean, Union and Freiburg were never in the Champions League. So.
Have they
think it
faced
depends
any
on the
bigger
teams.
teams though?
Like
Sorry, go on.
if they're facing smaller teams, right? The pressure's on them to go forward and do something, right? So that's why they look better. When they come up against the big teams, they can't do it.
I wouldn't.
Union lost to Union Saint-Gilles. You cannot tell me that they're better
Can't
than
even
any.
pronounce them. Yeah.
There's
Who
exceptions.
the fuck are they?
In general.
No, but what I'm saying, we sometimes do struggle to, we often struggle to win against these low block teams, right? But then I remember we beat Union Berlin very convincingly. They looked like a second division club against us. Then there are other measures where we just won in a very good way, right? And then we have games like this we just had today, and I'm literally I don't know how to explain that. I just can't. This is when we in the last 10 years, right? We always had this feeling there's not a single game in the league or in the DFB Cup where we need to be afraid of. For sure we didn't win every DFB Cup because sometimes we lost in the penalty shootout against Dortmund or just in the final against Dortmund, which is okay. But it wasn't tell me in before 6 or 7 years, right? Or 5 years, they would have been scared to play against Freiburg at home. There wouldn't be even a discussion whether we would make it or not. It was given, and now we went out to them.
It's so funny you say that because it took me 70 minutes to actually get nervous about the game because I was 1-1, and then I realized, fuck, this is a knockout game. we could go out genuinely. Yeah.
It's the struggles of Bayern at the moment. A lot of people have different things that they dislike. Some say it's the urgency. Some say it's that we just can't react quickly enough. Some say, we can't break down a low block. I honestly think it's just a lack of how would I describe it? A lack of importance. I think that's the best way to describe it, because we've all seen our performances. Well, not performances, but our results in the Champions League. Now, of course, you can make the argument, well, Villarreal, blah blah blah. Of course, but like typically when we play against a team on our level, so to speak, or close to our level, like your PSGs, your even like just in stature, your Barcelona, and even your Inters, even though those teams in terms of actual like a team are nowhere close to us, right? But because of the name that's associated with them, the players take it a lot more serious. Whereas, playing against Freiburg, but like, come on, it's Freiburg. But like, we're just gonna beat them. We don't even need to play well. We're just gonna beat them, and that's kind of that's the attitude that the club has. That air of arrogance. Yeah, and arrogance typically, has always been there. And I feel like this is the least arrogant bunch as well, which is funny. But I think what separates the teams in the past with their arrogance and this team's arrogance is that the teams in the past, they weren't good guys. They weren't the good guys. Like, you look at a team now, it's full of nice players. It's full of nice people. It's full of players, that are like, oh no, we're not going to talk bad about them. Because we're all humans. Whereas the players in the past, they would do what they want. They would say what they want, and they would be arrogant because then the next morning they would prove it on the pitch. Whereas the players now, they're arrogant, but they're not cocky. I think that's a good way to describe it. They're arrogant. They're like, oh yeah, we're Bayern. We're going to win anyway. We don't even need to really do much. But they're cocky. Whereas in the past, they were just arrogant, but they proved it. Maybe that's just me. I always look at mentality more than anything, because to me, the way I see it, it shouldn't matter what the opponent is doing, whether it's a low block, whether it's X, Y, and Z. It shouldn't matter, because our team is just that much better than every single other team. So if it's not an ability thing or not a skill thing, and most certainly not a tactics thing, because it doesn't matter who the manager is at the moment, then to me, it's most certainly a mindset thing. And that's why I think it's just that we're arrogant and cocky rather than just arrogant and big-headed, I guess.
Entitled, maybe.
Yeah. Arrogant and entitled rather than arrogant. Yeah, maybe that's a good way of describing it. I don't know. Maybe I just waffled on too long and I don't know what to say, so it could just be that. Now the real question is, how's everyone feeling about Manchester City? I know it's not the next game, but how is everyone feeling about the City game?
Can I
Super three-peat.
Can I ask something before that? Just one question.
Yep.
So I'm just asking because now we missed out on the first title, right? I'm asking.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, Tuchel out.
I'm not saying anything regarding Tuchel. I just wanted to ask something else. Now imagine we don't win anything, right? Like, just imagine. I mean, it's possible in my opinion. It's possible that we don't win anything.
I don't think it's possible at all.
Okay, but we only 2 points ahead of Dortmund.
Doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. The second Dortmund, even if Dortmund get 1 point ahead of us, they're going to bottle it. That's just the nature of that club. That's secure. So I don't think you need to worry about that.
Yeah, okay. But let's say even if we
Dortmund would lose as well.
Even if we just win the league, right? Even if we just win the league, and we go out in the Champions League, how does the board look like? Like, what would happen to the board? Like, are they even like? Will something happen, or will be like, okay, let's go into the next season? No,
I think most likely there'll be some uproar at the AGM, but realistically, nothing's going to happen.
Mhm.
By the way, can you hear me? Can you hear my car because I'm driving right now, so I don't want to disturb anyone's sound. But yeah, I don't think anyone.
It's a little echoey, but I think it's good enough.
Okay.
It's fine, yeah. Like, I just want to know what you think about like we need to talk about it, right? They got
Look, all I'm gonna say is I'll answer you. All I'm gonna say is I've never shown up to an AGM before, right? Every year I get the invite and I never show up. I might show up this year. I might show
I'd
up.
like
This
to
one
as well.
will be insane. Like, I mean,
I'm
even if
gonna
it
show
was
up this year, and I'm gonna bring signs with me, and they're not gonna say board out or card out or anything. It's gonna say you took too long. That's gonna be my signs. You took too long. You should have sacked him earlier. That's gonna be my signs, and that's how I'm gonna want the board out because they took too long. And also,
Let's-
I'm gonna put myself up for presidency, so everyone can vote me.
Prince,
I'm gonna be that guy from a
let's
few
go
years
together.
ago.
Let's go together. We'll sit together, and by time we'll say this guy is just stupid, and then we'll do like a great couple.
now you're saying we took too long, right? Okay, the board was saying our goals have been in danger if we would have sticked with Nagelsmann. Now, what are the goals? What do you mean, our goals? Is this like one of our goals? We already like missed out?
Of course. I mean, let's not sugarcoat it. The goals are very simple. To win the DFB Pokal, to win the Bundesliga, to win the Champions League. It's very simple.
Yeah,
Now,
they said they were in danger, meaning they were thinking that we could lose out on all of the three, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now we are out of the first one. Now you are right. I think we will still win the league. It was just me thinking about what if, but I don't think it will happen. But we will probably win the league. Then we go against Man City. Let's see how that one's played. But I'm just
We'll
saying.
beat them. Trust me. Chupo free piece, easy clap.
You
No,
really think so?
There's a
Yes!
reality.
It's over, bro.
No,
It's
there's a
over.
reality where we
We're not
win
winning.
nothing.
It's
We're
a
not winning.
Chupo free piece. Trust me when I
Daniel,
say it.
what did you say, Daniel?
I said there's a reality where we win absolutely nothing because City.
Yeah,
can
that's what I'm saying.
That's
Yeah,
what
I
I'm
agree with
saying.
you. I
We
agree
need
with
to
you.
question
City
the
can
ball.
smash us. City can smash us easily, right?
Yeah.
We've shown we fuck up against the small teams in the Bundesliga all the time. Fuck Dortmund,
Fine.
I don't care about them, but we will fuck up
I
against.
don't even understand how you underrate City like that. They are, for me, they are the best team in the world, right? For me, at
Yeah.
least.
Not even close.
Mm.
Not
and
even
and you're
close.
saying that we are winning against them easily. Like
The
this
best
is not
team in the
PSG.
world. No, I'm sorry. The best team in the world right now is probably Ghent. All right, it's not City.
Well,
it's
come
Ghent.
on, go
Oh
watch
my
some Dutch
God,
Europe
please.
PSG. Nah, bro.
City is like 8th on the list, right? And granted, we're like 20th, but the difference is
This guy.
when we play City, Pep is going to play Haaland at left back, De Bruyne at centre back, and Rodri as striker, and
No,
then we're
he's
just going to
not.
beat them. He always
Haaland
does
always scores against us. We
It's
lose
just what
this.
do you
I'm
mean, but
telling you,
it's
we
not
lose
gonna
this. Daniel, then answer me, please. What would
Yeah.
happen if the reality comes and we don't win anything?
I-
Tell me what
I
would
think-
happen?
I think the board needs to look at themselves because here's my issue with Brazo, right? He has been a terrible squad planner. Like it's been really bad. This squad is not as good as people think it is.
You
He needs to
cannot
take a lot
tell
of
me.
blame for that. Khan and Heiner. My issues with them is like I respect that they acted on their convictions, but I think like they weren't smart enough with how they sacked Nagelsmann. So they have to take a lot of blame for that. All three of them. Brazo, shit squad planning. The board has to take a hard look at themselves because I don't think they'll get sacked. Nothing will happen to them, but they're a big fault for everything that happens this season.
You cannot blame Brazzo on all of this, right? Because the squad gets planned by all of them. Like also Nagelsmann said. Nagelsmann
I'll
said,
say
"I
this.
don't need a Lewandowski replacement." That's
Exactly.
He said that. So you don't.
Yeah.
You can't just say it's all on Brazzo. No, I'm
Yeah,
not
but
I
saying
was
that.
just about to say that, like, Nagelsmann got all his wishes at the beginning of this season. You know, Nagelsmann Joya. I know you are like the biggest Nagelsmann fan in the world, but like at the beginning of the season, you know, we all said Nagelsmann got all his wishes. You got all the players that you wanted, all the players, every single wish that he wanted, he got. It's on him to perform now.
Can I
So you can't
rebuttal?
really blame.
I would say one of his wishes he didn't get, but that was basically impossible, I
I
guess.
can give you a rebuttal to that though, because here's the thing. We have to look at how Real Madrid plans their squad. They planned it a lot better. They say this is the formation we have, blah blah blah. We're gonna
No, they don't.
No, they don't. Their
don't.
squad is
They
atrocious.
do.
Roman,
They do. No, they do. One of
no,
the-
they don't.
They are paying
No,
40
no.
million for Hazard for eating Burger King. You're not telling
no,
me
trust
they
me.
have a
Here's
bad
why.
squad.
Because they don't listen to
McDonald's, I think.
They don't listen to the manager. They just say, okay, this is the player we want. We're getting him. This is the way we play the formation. We're just gonna stick to that. They build off that. You can't build for one manager, because if that manager gets sacked, you're fucked, and that's what happened to us.
No. I'm gonna have to disagree with everything you just said. Real Madrid have some of the worst squad planning at the moment in the last 5 years. Perez has gone soft. Perez of 2014 would not allow the squad to be in the shape it is right now. They have one of the worst true elite squads out there. And they're only being held together by beating Real Madrid. That's the only thing that holds them together, that they just somehow win the Champions League.
I don't agree.
Oh, I 100% disagree with what you said. I 1,000%. In fact, if you talk to Real Madrid fans, they've been basically saying that they want Perez out because he's lost his touch. Because he just buys some random. They bought Endrick for 70 million. He's not gonna get minutes. It's like us buying Tel.
Daniel, you just need to go on Real Madrid Twitter. They hate their squad planning. Look at their right back situation, for example. They don't have one, or left back or right back. I don't remember, but there's a position where they don't even. There's not even a rumor whether they want one. Their squad planning is not that great. I wouldn't say we need to go. The best team in the world is unnecessary. Half-time electricians at the squad. Yeah.
Just commenting about that Alpha. Just commenting about that Alpha. Did you see Ronaldo's 2 goals today? I mean, his penalty and then his second goal. That's all I'm gonna say. Hey, Al-Nassr might be the best team in the world. They won 6-0. I think, was it 6-0 today or was it 5-0? I forgot. I stopped watching after the second half. Just saying.
I've seen this one shot from someone from Ronaldo's teammate, and I knew everything about this league. I don't know whether I see this was a video going viral on Twitter. He just tried to get a long shot and he just shot it into, I don't know, back to Europe. I don't know where he got the ball. Was pretty funny.
I mean, realistically, what happened last weekend in Munich with Kobe isn't exactly a good PR move for league as well.
That's very true. You can't look at moments because moments don't really define anything. With that said, I do need to ask this question to everyone, and I hope everyone here answers. Okay, how do I approach this question? There are certain names, certain players in the squad right now, and I think we all know who I'm talking about, that have not performed to the level expected of them. And I won't name them specifically, but we all know who I'm talking about, all right? Is it time to cut our losses? Is it time to get rid of them?
Of course.
But who do you mean by that?
We're talking about Mane.
I think he means Sane.
Sane. Well, the ones in the contention are right. We would all agree on at least some of the names, right? Mane, Gnabry, Sane.
Oh, so now Mane's bad, huh? Last week we had the discussion.
I'm saying in general, the names people generally can agree on. Not even just me.
Yeah, but last time someone was saying it was Nagelsmann's fault and Mane was playing shit.
It was Cole and Daniel was backing him up. I remember that. Because Nigel and Joy and I were arguing that someone who can't even get one of the basics right, which is not running into offside, is a disappointment. And you guys were like, "Oh no, it's Nagelsmann's fault."
You just need to realize, right? Our highest paid player last season was Lewandowski. We replaced him with Mane, and that guy doesn't even start. If someone like him doesn't even start, we have a problem. At least in my opinion.
He played 12 minutes today.
Yeah.
But in his defense, he didn't run into offside. He didn't.
No, it was worse. It was worse.
Yeah.
He came on and immediately caused a foul, and then the second one,
he was bleeding. By the way,
caused a foul again, and that foul ultimately led to the penalty.
Yeah.
So in that 12 minutes, he was basically.
But he didn't run into offside.
I'll say this though. I'll hold my hands up. Nagels and Joyer, Kalsip, I apologize. I would sell Mane. I was wrong.
1 week later.
Let's go!
Joe changed it for me. It was the counterattack in Dortmund. When he fucked that and got outpaced by Sula, I was like, fuck this, it's done. That was it for me.
Yeah, but his speed has it's vanished. It's gone. I was surprised to see him today. It was like that's a 40-year-old man running on the pitch, and he's not 30.
Well, this is a great question. This is a great comment. Whoever you say needs to go, can you also name a desired replacement? I can see the problems, but not the solution. Ooh. Malef, you're a genius.
Lucas should go
I
too.
want to go to Ryan first. Sorry.
Oof.
You mean
That's a
Gravenberg?
difficult one.
You mean why? Oh, okay, now I understand.
Okay, so you mean like who would I sell and who would I buy in replacement?
Yes.
Like a realistic transfer or like anybody from the wish list?
It has to be sort of realistic. And by that I mean, look what the club has done last season. So the club is definitely spending more money, but obviously don't expect us to Messi. Well, would you even want Messi? Probably not.
Okay.
But you get it.
Okay, I would say on the right wing, instead of having, I would sell Sane. I love Saka. Bukayo Saka on the right.
Okay.
Do they have to be realistic?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
well, it's sort of
Scratch the
realistic, right?
Saka.
Why?
There's no way we're against Saka. No way. He just extended, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, that's true. It's kind of true.
There's no way we're getting. If there's one club who could get a Saka, it's like in 2 or 3 years, it's probably Real Madrid, because they have the money and like the prestige to get him. But we don't have the money.
Is Kane realistic?
Yeah, I would say he's realistic. Yeah.
I would get Kane as a main striker for sure. I would need some time to think, to be honest.
All right, no worries. We'll come back to you later then. If give you some time.
Okay.
Anyone else wanna have?
Yeah, sure. I'd sell Mane as much as I like him. And I know he's been here for not even a year.
I think you just cut off there. Yeah, you just cut off there, House.
Yeah.
We should get Gavi.
Obviously,
as a youth player.
Oh yeah, sure. Obviously, man, it's never gonna happen. But if I could make a prayer to Allah for during this Ramadan, it would be this. And probably I'd sell. Lima. I know he's not even here yet, but we need a proper DM. We need a proper world class DM. I don't know who that's gonna be, but you guys know much more about players, about the current market than I do. But we need a proper DM. That's all I'm gonna say.
Sorry, what was your first name? Because you cut off there at the beginning.
Yeah, sorry, I received a call. I said I was going. I'd sell Mane and go for Osimhen. I know it's not realistic, but so.
It is realistic, in my opinion.
Is it not realistic? I think it's.
Yeah,
I think it's very, very expensive. No?
He's expensive. It's on him, right? I think he has
like
several options.
Think about it, right? And that's kind of what I mean when I say be realistic. We're gonna get money. Like if we sell these players, we're gonna get money. We're gonna get.
How much though? How much do we get if we sell Mane? I'm generally asking. I wouldn't say
20.
we get more than 20.
30 million.
30 million would be.
So.
If we ship into China, we get 30 million. But like, I mean, in Europe, no one's paying.
The thing is, I have to say this as well. The players will need to want to leave as well.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say let's say you guys say that we should get rid of Gnabry. What if he doesn't want to go?
Okay, Bratzo just confirmed that we're looking for a striker in the summer.
Did he?
Did he?
Yeah, Plettenberg just tweeted it.
Would you guys get Colomwani?
Colomwani is the one I would go for 100% all the time. I would go for this guy.
My first choice is Osimhen, but second is Colomwani.
I watched him today again. This guy, with the right players, right? This guy is a beast. Like this guy is so good. He's way too good for Frankfurt. If he stays at Frankfurt, he's wasting a year, and he's already 24.
To be honest, I would bring in Lindstrom as well. I think he's pretty good as well.
Wait, I think Prince is going to say Højlund.
No, breaking news actually. Sorry. So I don't know where you guys can see it. 1 second. Let me try and show it to you. Breaking news right now.
Tweet?
No, this one.
What is this?
Oh, this
It's
is
fake. It's fake. It's fake. It's fake.
Come on. You have to ruin it immediately.
No, it's fake. I don't believe it.
You have to ruin it immediately. Bayern
Nice.
sacks Tuchel. It's official, guys. Guys, it's official.
No, it's fake. It's fake. It's fake.
I've won, but at what cost?
Anyway, I think Colomani is my choice for striker. I don't like Kane. I've never liked Kane. I know that's like I know
would
there are
be
people
fine.
out there. The issue with Kane is right. You can't talk about him, especially in England. You can't talk about him without people saying he's
Yeah,
the
you
best
already said
striker in
that.
the world.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah.
so you say he's the best striker in the world, but he's not won any trophies besides the Audi Cup, which I'm still annoyed at because it was in the Allianz Arena.
Biggest trophy of all time.
I mean, I was
I know.
also not gonna lie. That was disgusting how we lost it.
To be honest, we played our B team. I remember that from that game.
So I'll ask this question as well, though. Do we need to sell Goretzka? Because I've now seen people mention, we need to get
No.
replacement.
I'm so glad you mentioned that, because the thing that frustrates me about Goretzka is that when he wants to, he can be the player that we need, which is someone who has a very defensive presence. He did it against PSG. He does it mostly against in big games, but 90% of the time he's just there. And today it was one of those times. He was just there. He didn't press. He didn't work defensively. He didn't position himself defensively. And I'm someone I like Goretzka, both personally and like footballing wise. But he just isn't he's a box to box midfielder. He sees himself as a box to box midfielder, and we do not need him as a box to box midfielder. So that's why maybe it's not that bad if we sold him for like a good sum.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think one player that I think we should bring in the conversation to is Lucas Hernandez, because that fucker is injured all fucking season every year.
Very good point.
Making
I know Erkan isn't here, and he was mentioned earlier. But Erkan, he wants Lucas Hernandez gone. And you know what? I used to always be like, why? But like, I think about it now, and I'm like, he's always injured, and we've got De Ligt. And De Ligt is performing great. Now, the thing with Lucas Hernandez, obviously, is that he can perform as a left back as well, but number one is always availability over ability. So is that an option? What do you guys think? I mean, you brought it up, Daniel. What do you think as well about it? Should we sell him, or is that also just a thrown in a random name in the hat, or do you actually think we should get rid of him?
He has to go. Just the wages is too much. He's never available. Like Kim Min-jae, he's a release clause of like 50 million. You can get this guy. He can play on the right, compete with Upamecano, and have De Ligt in the left center back. I think look, the wages are just too high to like justify having him at Bayern too, with the amount of time he plays, which is almost none. We need a striker for sure. Like I know people say Osimhen, Kolomwani, maybe like a DM for Goretzka, like Romeo Lavia from Southampton looks really good. If Pavard doesn't want to play right back, you can look at like Sasha Bowie from the Turkish league. Mount is an option too for midfield. I wouldn't be against him either. These are players I'd like to see come in for like maybe Lucas, Gnabry, Sane, Mane. Gravenberch probably needs a loan if we bring in a DM like Romeo Lavia.
Bring in Wirtz.
Too early.
Too soon. You know he wants to stay until 2024.
I don't care. Tell him we need him ASAP.
And he won't even solve our issues right now, our problems that we have.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
That's the issue. You know, this is an interesting comment.
Why do Argentina players suck? That's not
I
true.
I know Alpha's joking about this, but you think about the names that we just listed as the players that we should sell.
Wait. No,
Gnabry,
Mane is not German.
Sane. All right, but Gnabry, Sane. Just saying. Goretzka.
Of course,
Like the old call with Musiala as well, yeah. And then like the only ones that Kimmich, there's going to be people that want Kimmich sold. I know that. He's another one of those players that people like me either love or other people just absolutely think he's useless. And Müller is the only one that I think people can agree. Well, not even that anymore, but like Müller is the only one that people could somewhat agree on, I guess.
I mean, they only agree on Müller because they'd rather see him retire than being sold.
Basically.
Imagine we would have sold Müller to United. Like, when was it?
Oh, I remember that. Oh, God.
I would
Was
have
like
really liked to
75
know how
million?
his career would have gone. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
That was under Van Gaal, right? When they had him.
I'm
Yeah.
currently that was under Van Gaal,
Yeah.
and when we
Van
had
Gaal, he wanted him.
Kovac.
Mhm.
This is an interesting one, Eric. I'm currently scouting some non-major league players, and some of them would be better at Bayern than the big names at Bayern. It's very interesting because
Eric, how
we're
do you
talking about.
know that? Like, you're just saying they would do better at Bayern than some players at Bayern. How would you know that if they are not at Bayern?
I mean, there are some names that you just know are gonna go big one day. Like I could, like a striker, a
Oh,
forward.
yeah. Like Nianzu, for instance.
Yeah, like Gakpo.
All right, look.
Like
Neanza
Mukoko.
had everything in the world. He still has everything in the world. He's still gonna be the best player in the world. All right,
He's
just
not
give it some
starting
time.
for Sevilla, bro.
Anyway, point is, in terms of a forward, I'm gonna put a name in. I don't think anyone here realistically knows. So you know how I like to do it. Sometimes I just like to bring up a name.
Oh, yeah, we know.
Carlo Holtz from Rosenborg.
That sounds made up.
What? No, that sounds like a FIFA made up FIFA.
No, it's not made up. All right. Carlo Holtz, striker. I don't know his stats, but like every time I watch them play, he basically just scores or assists. So he's definitely super clinical. And the
Where
good
does he
thing is he plays for Rosenborg.
In Sweden.
No, Norway, I believe, right?
Ah,
It's
yeah,
Swedish,
sorry.
right?
Scandinavia. Let's just say Scandinavia.
Oh, it's
Norway,
Yes,
Norway.
Norway.
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
And the thing with him as well is, and the reason why I would consider him is not, I wouldn't consider players just because of them scoring or whatever in lower leagues or in different leagues. But the reason why I would consider him is because of his age as well. He's 23 years old. So, and I'll say it, Norway is getting better and better. They're getting better and better. Like as a league and as a country, I think the talent in that league is just very good. But I'm not that confident in saying that just yet. Give it some time. Maybe by the end of the year, I will be more confident. Same as I was with Belgium. How's Zirkzee doing, by the way? I've stopped following him. He's probably like balling and scoring 50 goals now.
I think
God, I forgot that he even existed, to be honest.
Imagine if we had Zirkzee. Like, it's a striker, Like,
Yeah,
I don't get that, right? We got rid of Lewandowski and Zirkzee. And like, I get getting rid of Lewandowski, but like, why get rid of Zirkzee? And you know what? That either goes to Brazil or no tactics plan. And I don't know which one it is, but it's one of those two at fault.
No, we
Oh,
sold Lewandowski, and our hope was that we get Haaland. After we knew we don't get Haaland, we were like, "Oh shit, there's none good striker left."
There is one. Jan Peter Ab.
Shut up, dude.
Also, Ryan, thanks for being in here. Appreciate
But
it.
yeah, like our hope was in Haaland, and that motherfucker just went to City. Like it was actually close, right? He was close.
50-50.
Yeah. They said it. It was like 50-50 decision whether he joins us or City. I believe if he didn't play at the Bundesliga, he would have joined us. Like if he didn't play for Dortmund before that, because he probably had like
Also, his father played for City.
Yeah, that was probably also the case. Now we have zero chance to sign him, right? Like no way.
Here's a thought. I'll just put it out there. I'll put it out there. All right.
What did you say?
Realistic transfer. I'll put this name out there. Realistic transfer. Mbappe. We get Mbappe.
You are actually cooking. Like I'm not.
No. But doesn't he want to play on the wings?
Doesn't
Look, I
matter.
don't care.
If you get a
We get
player like
that fraud.
Mbappe, you make space for him.
No,
There's
we
no
get that
way.
fraud, and then you sell him immediately. We get Mbappe, we sign him, and then we immediately sell him.
I know
I-
you're joking when I say it's not even like let's imagine Real Madrid he doesn't want to join there. Like, what is
you
his
don't wanna-
alternative?
Look, you don't want Mbappe at your club. The guy is a fraud. He's a hit and run merchant. All right. We missed out on a Haaland, which was a shame, but we're not going to get the hit and run merchant. But we should get him just to sell him on. I think that'd be a good way of doing it.
Yeah, I think even the signing on fee would be like 50 million for him.
That would be a cheap deal if it's only 50 mil.
Thoughts on this?
Nah, please.
Should
Either Kimmich
Kimmich
plays
go?
right back can go. Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, if we signed him, like our PR would go through the roof immediately. Like I'm talking
we
about.
thought that about Mane. Now we're paying 22 millions to sit him
Here's
on the
about
bench.
PR. But like honestly,
You do.
if you wanted PR, right? We should have signed Ronaldo, who's now
Yeah.
balling at Al Nassr.
He's truly
Balling.
balling though.
He's played 9 games and he scored 10 goals. All right.
Look, if he can
He's-
score against Luxembourg, he can score against Freiburg.
exactly.
I'm not even
If
joking.
that's what you want to do PR wise, then go for that. But like, the issue I have with the club right now is that there is no direction.
No, if we had
Because-
Colomwani, we would be winning everything.
One player isn't going to make the difference.
Yes, I'm
Like,
saying we
that's-
just need a deep
that's-
striker.
No, one
A
player.
striker at the end.
2 players are not going to make the difference. The squad is rotten. It's rotten to its core. It's a dead apple. A worm is already eating the inside, and you're just biting into it, and it's already gone. There's
So one
nothing
player
left.
doesn't make the
Finito.
difference. And how did Benzema basically won them the Champions League by his own?
It's
Yeah, but they're not
Real
consistent.
Madrid. So never
they're not consistent.
compare Real Madrid. You can't compare Real Madrid. The annoying thing with Real Madrid is that they are legitimately awful 99% of the time. And then when the Champions League turns up, even in the Champions League, they're awful 99% of the time. And yet in the last minute of the game, they'll score 2 goals. And it's just like, how?
I guess
are you
you're
doing
right.
this?
Man,
That's
I'm
why
just
I don't
thinking
compare Real
about it.
Madrid.
Nagelsmann watching this game and just laughing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nagelsmann can laugh, but his footprint and his signature is all over this loss today.
No, it's not.
It is.
It is
I
not.
disagree. I disagree. I mean,
disagree.
they
Why?
played
How?
a 4-2-3-1. He played a 3 at the back for the last how many games?
Like especially in the first half, or I mean, at least in the first 30 minutes, I thought we were playing as if we were the underdog team. Like, I'm not even joking. We were
Yeah.
passive as fuck against Freiburg. Like, I'll tell you one thing, we wouldn't been doing this with Nagelsmann. I'm not like, let me say it again. I don't blame Tuchel for this loss. I still think Tuchel is a great coach. I still think he'll succeed. But saying that Nagelsmann's footprint was the reason we lost this, I don't think so.
I didn't say that. I said his footprint, not his football. His footprint and his signature is all over this loss. I'm not blaming him exclusively for it, but I am putting blame on it, on him for it. I'm not
Look, this
saying
Luca Bello guy. He has good ball
100%. I'm just saying, you know what? He has. Okay, I'll be generous. Just because you're here. I'll be generous.
knowledge.
He has 40% of the blame, and that's me being generous, me being nice. Realistically,
Then how
70,
much does the player have?
No,
If
yeah.
Nagelsmann
I mean,
has 40%,
if you factor in the players, Nagelsmann probably has for me, not even 20% of the players.
yeah, I wouldn't even
Because
go with
look at the
20.
players today; they were awful. I mean, even Coman. I watched Coman and I was like, bro, I know players like people in my personal life who could have played better than you
Yeah,
tonight.
I could play bad. I've not played football in time, bro. The guy just gets the ball, runs, and then just doesn't even look up. It annoys me so. It's
Yeah,
always
yeah.
annoying.
There was a ball like an aerial ball and aerial duel, and he lost it. It looked so bad, and I was like, I was always a shit footballer, but I could have won that ball for Bayern Munich tonight.
Look, I'm an awesome footballer. I was the best. All right,
This
I
guy,
legitimately dominated every game I played. But man,
this
man,
Luca Bello guy, he's absolutely right. And this is also what you said, Prince, in a way. He says players need time to get used to Tuchel's style, which is why the timing was better to sack Nagelsmann. You said it was too late, right?
Yep.
And I said
Yeah.
it wasn't even
Too
too
early.
late. It was too late to even make this change at all. You either do it earlier or you don't do it at all. It's my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah,
Because
that's true.
now you have this kind of situation where Tuchel gets the blame for no reason. I'm not saying, but Tuchel will get some blame for losing this game, but it's not his fault. It's not his fault at all. But with the second of Nagelsmann in this late phase, right, in this
Like
defining
crucial
phase
time.
of the season, you are basically saying, "Here, go ahead. You get the squad. Please win us everything." Like,
Yeah.
how is that
You,
possible?
you either do it during the winter break or after the season and
Yeah.
start anew.
You couldn't do it in the winter break because he was as so Nagelsmann was cooking before the winter break. Like
he wasn't. He hasn't been cooking since he joined. And the guy's been pretending to fry with oil, whereas the whole time it was water, and he's trying to fry it, thinking it's oil.
You
and
could
like, yeah,
actually
here,
you can
your
fry
chips are
it
coming
more.
up. Yeah, but it's not the same. The guy thought it was a fryer and it's an air fryer. All right, it's not the same.
Air fryers are actually great.
Nah, the guy thought he was cooking with oil, meanwhile he was cooking with stones and rocks. All right, that's all it is. Is that a better
Stones
comparison?
are actually quite good.
Yeah, they are actually. You can cook on stones.
Point is, right, Nagelsmann should have gotten sacked at the beginning of this season or during the World Cup. I think the World Cup was the perfect time. That was the perfect time, you know? But no, we had to wait until this part of the season. Now, am I happy that the change happened? Absolutely. Do I think it happened way too late? Absolutely.
Do you think we should have made it even now after this situation? Like looking at the situation now, like wouldn't you also admit that
it wouldn't have mattered? It wouldn't have mattered. Like, regardless of whether we should have done it, knowing now having hindsight, it wouldn't have made a difference because I think Nagelsmann would have beaten Dortmund, and I think he would have lost the cup. I don't know whether he would have lost against Freiburg, but I think he would have lost the cup because, quite frankly, he's never won the cup. He's never done well in the cup. And like the one time that Leipzig won the cup was the season after he left. So you can make the argument, yeah, we're still in it because of him. But then at the end of the day, you can also make the argument that, well, we were losing ground in the Bundesliga because of him. So it goes both ways, really.
Now, but what I'm saying, Prince, is like the thing is, right? Now we all know that regardless of what happens this season, right? Tuchel will be the coach of the next season, beginning of the next season, right? But now Tuchel will have like this kind of situation where he comes into the club, maybe lose us or lose the DFB Pokal, the Champions League, and maybe win the league. Meaning, this is just like a bad look at all in general. That's what I meant. Like you could get him a fresh start into the next season. Say Nagelsmann finishes the season, and like I'm also honest. I would say I wouldn't think that winning the treble was like realistic, like not at all. But I think
it wasn't. I'm sorry. Nagelsmann versus Pep. I'm betting 1,000% on Pep. I'm sorry. It's just the way it is. And even if we somehow beat City, let's say we somehow sneak a win versus City, we then have to play most likely Real Madrid. We're not beating Real Madrid. Like, that's a team that you can't beat. That's a team that like you need to dominate. You can't beat otherwise. Like, you can't just like, oh, we'll get a goal here and there. And no, Real Madrid will just score 2 goals in the last 10 seconds of the game. The referee's already got his whistle to his mouth, and they'll just score a goal from half line. That's what they'll do.
I see what you say. Yeah.
But
no, but like
we should get Rocky Santa Cruz.
I feel bad for Tuchel, man. He get this job. I was like, okay, let me do it, and then he already the first time
what he signed up for. I don't feel bad for anyone. He knew what he signed up for. Look, if I was a manager, right, and Bayern approached me at that point of the season and said, you know what, hey, we want you as a manager, would I have signed up? Absolutely not. But that's because I don't want to coach Bayern. But if I did want to coach Bayern, I would say absolutely. I would join as well because I've got confidence in myself that it doesn't matter. I can succeed. So it is, he knows what he did. He knows that he joined at the time that he did. But ultimately, I think, as we'll see over the next couple of weeks, the board, they will get the fire. It's not Tuchel. Like, even when Nagelsmann was sacked, people weren't like, oh, no, how could you do this for Tuchel? No. People were saying, how could you do this at this time? How could you do it this unprofessionally? So the anger that people have is against the board. It's not so much against the management. Although I will say, if we get more performances like today, ooh, Tuchel, you better watch out. I'm a nice person, but I can be nasty as well.
Yeah, but the question is, out of the board members, who do you think would be the first one to get shafted? My prediction
It won't be Heiner.
It's going
That
to be
Heiner guy. If I see his face, I get so angry, man. I get so fucking angry.
He's proper shady as well. Like, if you look into his time at Adidas, he's done some.
You've
like,
seen
very
his last
shady
interview. I think it was his. MiaSanMia tweeted it out. He said, "You got asked on the timing of Nagelsmann being sacked, and then he said, look at our results. We had to do something." And then on fucking Wednesday, after the Leverkusen game or before the Leverkusen game, he said, "There's no trainer discussion. We are playing really well. We did so well." This guy, man, he's just there to. I don't even know what is he even there for. Like, I don't understand. This guy.
He's the president of FC Bayern.
Go back to Adidas, man. You're pissing me off.
Yeah,
Schweinsteiger, your alarm. I'm telling you.
Do you know what my prediction is? Oh no, Schweinsteiger is going to jinx us.
Definitely not. Definitely not. No, none of those. Those two have never run a company. You might as well hire me. I've run a company at least. I've run 2 companies. At least I've got some experience.
No, is it Lam like some sort of owner into Six, the parental company? Like, he's part. That's not neither here nor there.
Yeah,
But my prediction is the first one to go will be the one who's going to be called out by Uli Hoeneß first. Like, the person who fucks up with Uli Hoeneß first, he's going to be gone.
Oh,
yeah, that won't be Batsu. He loves Batsu.
Yeah,
it's not going to be Batsu.
Well, we know how Uli Hoeneß is. We know how Uli Hoeneß is now. Like, I'm sorry, he loved Niko Kovac as well. The second he got signed, remember when we signed Niko Kovac? He was all like, "We don't need Tuchel. We don't need that guy." Like, all these TV experts telling us to go for Tuchel. Now look at us. We've got Niko Kovac, and we're happier than ever. Now
what word did he use for TV experts? He used a very funny word. I remember that.
Yeah, I know what you meant. Yeah.
There was the same press conference where he said, "What that?" That was the one, right?
Yeah. He was blaming Juan Bernat for losing against PSG. That was so funny.
That wasn't a press conference. That was the AGM.
Yeah, that was the AGM actually. Yeah.
Oh yeah. The press conference was the other occasion.
That guy is such a legend. He can just blame one player and no one is questioning him. Like, no one is saying Uli out. They're just like, okay, guess it was Juan Bernat's fault.
The man survived going to prison. And like, it survived in the sense of he got to remain in his position. He's untouchable, basically.
What is Eric saying? With Kovac and Flick, who focused more on adaptive football, then Julian can brought back the same football Pep player never bought anything but domestic titles. If you're saying that, like, I just remember all the games we had against Real Madrid in the Champions League. Sleepless nights, man, because we got robbed. We should have won one Champions League with Pep. I'm telling you, man, we got robbed.
The 2016 one, 100% against.
We had to play Ulreich in one game. I remember he did.
But that was with Ancelotti.
Oh, it was? Okay.
Yeah. We went out to under Guardiola. We went out to Real Madrid 2014, but they just.
I don't know who's that Alpha guy is, but he's always spitting. Not gonna lie.
I remember that we used to follow one another, but I think I deleted my Twitter. So it's a good reminder for you for me to follow you back.
Nah, but
why does his profile pic look like Zule?
Because it is.
It is Zule?
Yes. Yeah. He's had that profile picture for like at least 4 years. 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, years.
Okay.
Legendary.
But also, I disagree. Sorry, I disagree with that comment because actually, I won't go into it.
Bro, what? I just read it.
Nah, it's just also a bit too harsh, but like it's just funny. Bring up the comment with the civil hammers, yeah. That guy's what I just said. I don't
I
think that is
100% disagree. I think
Yeah, it's so hard. It's De Bruyne.
all
No,
right. After the City game, we will have a discussion, and I'm not even saying
yes,
that.
we're gonna have multiple discussions. Look,
Yeah,
you
we
can
should.
clip me right now, ladies and gentlemen. You can mark my words. Here,
All right.
I'll say it proudly. Bayern
135.
Fantv,
All right. Let's go.
I, Prince, proclaim that Choupo-Moting is going to score a hat-trick against Manchester City and the Etihad Stadium. Bayern are going to smack them back and forth in both games. I know I've been saying that we're going to lose the first game and then we'll batter them in the second game. Scratch that. We're going to batter them in the first game and we're going to smoke them. Pack 1 cigarette,
How
2
are you so
cigarettes,
confident?
3
You think-
cigarettes, 4 cigarettes, 5 cigarettes, 6 cigarettes, 7 cigarettes, 8 cigarettes, 9 cigarettes, 10 cigarettes, the whole pack. We're gonna smoke them all.
I
All
think they're like
11
12 in
players
a
of
pack.
them.
Yeah.
I'm not
Naruto
smoking,
Joya,
alright?
I don't know how long you've known Prince, but one thing you need to know about him is he was dropped on his head at birth, so that's why he sometimes says what he says.
I mean the game is already next week, right? And you're telling me we get
Oh my
triple
god,
ball
yeah, shit.
next week?
Trust me, we'll smoke them. The whole pack. All 12 of
Let
them.
me clip it as well. I'm saying Haaland will score at least 2 goals against us.
Over
Look,
both
this
legs.
is the Choupo-Moting versus Haaland show, all right? And Choupo-Moting is going to show him. You know how...
This
how,
ain't a rivalry. They always kick our ass.
No, no.
Actually, no, we have a slightly better, like a very slightly better, record against them. It's even, I think. But if you like look at look at both legs in like every year, we would have gone through in
You-
every one of them.
You don't even understand Haaland guy, right? When he was at Dortmund, he lost all games against us, right? I remember he never
Yeah.
won against us, but he always scored. And I'm telling you, if he plays at a decent squad, which don't concede like 5 goals a game, like Dortmund does, he's not losing.
All of that does not matter, all right? It's Choupo-Moting versus Haaland. You know what's going to be...
Choupo-Moting will have back pain and won't even play.
No. Listen, right? Listen. Pep will tell Haaland, hey, Haaland, look, you see that Choupo-Moting guy? Prove the world that you're better than Choupo-Moting. He's going to try and pull a 2014 World Cup final. That's what he's going to try and do. But it's going to flop. It's going to just flop so badly that Haaland's going to be made to look like Mbappe. It's going to be made to look like a fraud. All right, that's what's going to happen. Haaland will try and play running a hitman style football, and it's going to flop in his face. And then Choupo-Moting is going to get that free pack, and he's going to smoke him.
1 second, right? Just a question. Wasn't he unavailable for the game against Liverpool recently? Was it due to injury?
Who?
Haaland.
Haaland, yeah.
What was the injury?
I think he's got a calf sprain. Basically, it's 50-50 whether he'll be back.
So let's just suppose he won't be back for the first leg, and that question also goes to you now, Joy. What would your prediction be then if Haaland does not play at all? First leg.
Well, if Haaland doesn't play, then it becomes a lot more tricky. Because then City are better, more dangerous, a bigger threat. So if Haaland doesn't play, suddenly I think that City will win the first game 1-0 and we'll beat them 7-0 in the second game. But if Haaland plays...
Can we
we'll
go back
beat
to
them.
serious discussion, please? Like,
I'm being serious.
this is... Okay. Nagels enjoy one key difference between Tuchel and Julian, though, is that Tuchel didn't throw the players under the bus like Julian does.
When did
he
that
do that? When did he do that?
I don't remember at all.
Give Lothar... I'm telling you, Lothar would have cooked them all after this game.
But honestly, do you think that the management isn't cooking them right now? Because it's the management's ass on fire right now. Because they did the decision. So they're cooking them harder than ever.
They do. They are blaming the players now that they look like clowns now. They do look like clowns now. Like they literally went into the press conference with Tuchel and said our season goals were in danger, and now we are losing the first title already. Like it's not even in the semifinals against Dortmund or something. It's against Freiburg at home. Not even in penalties, but in regular time. Like it's just it's
The
embarrassing.
first home game in the DFB Pokal in I think like 3 or 4
What is
years.
this Jerry guy talking about? The game with Freiburg on the weekend is the most important game of the season. Nah, bro, what? It will define the preset and future score on it. No, it's not. Even if you lose it, what does it change? What does it change?
I mean, if Dortmund wins, there's not.
Dortmund are not
I
winning.
guess,
Look,
yeah.
look.
Whenever
alright,
we lose, they're also gonna lose.
Yeah, like okay, I'll say this right now, and you can truly quote me on this and hold me accountable. All right, if Bayern don't win the Bundesliga this season, right,
Oh, here we.
and
Yeah.
Dortmund win it, I'm stripping down naked, running around the city center, and I'm recording myself and putting that on YouTube, which will get
Now,
banned.
now,
You
why
can't put
would
it on
you
YouTube, bro.
punish? Now, why would you punish the city of Manchester for your lack of ball knowledge?
Because if I have to suffer, they have to suffer.
Oh, fair.
But
Nah,
it's
bro,
never
just
gonna
send it on
happen.
Twitter. It's enough. It just send it to our Twitter DM group. You don't need to upload that.
Yeah, yeah.
Just send
Let's
it to
protect
us.
the innocent. Like we deserve to see that because we are all horrible people, but the innocent people of Twitter do not
We need to
deserve
find
to
a
see.
real starting 11.
Who would you change?
It's hard, right? If Mazari and stuff is always injured.
Well,
Also, Gravenberg. People said he would cook under Tuchel. That guy's ain't cooking shit. He didn't even play today.
he played like 10 minutes. All right, calm down.
Well,
That's
but
a
Mas-
He didn't even
Masraoui,
yeah.
I think this game really could have needed a Masraoui type
Mazari
player
was injured.
because I know. I'm just saying I just totally forgot about him. I was like, yeah, so we do have one
They
player
all forget
left.
about him because he's been that far gone.
Yeah,
What was the other
did-
guy was saying? Prince, could you bring it that back up? He said, "Sorry, I'm late" or something.
This one.
Sorry, but would we have won the game with Narc? I think we lose the game either way. I think the players aren't playing good enough at all.
But that's not the point, though.
Yeah,
is it?
we said that. We don't blame
Yeah.
Tuchel for that loss. Like
It's
whoever blames
it's-
Tuchel is just
yeah.
an idiot.
Yeah,
This is
it's
not on Tuchel.
the point is that the board said
Yeah,
our goals were in jeopardy, and now we've lost a goal literally the
Yeah.
next game.
like we are
Yeah.
allowed to say that. And we are allowed to clown the board for that. They were sacking him because of that. And now it's the first opportunity where we could lose a title. We immediately lose it. Like, isn't that funny? I mean,
I
it
haven't
doesn't
even
matter
been on
whether we
Twitter.
would have won that with Nagelsmann or not today. Like, I'm not
Yeah,
saying we
I-
would. I don't say we wouldn't. But like, just the fact that they sacked him because of danger of not achieving our goals, and then literally in the first game where it's possible not to achieve the goals, we don't. Like, that's just funny. That just shows. I don't know what it
Yeah,
shows, but it shows
I
something.
haven't even been to like on Twitter after
Yeah.
the final whistle. I think is there a meltdown happening or
I was
is-
meltdowning. I'm telling you, after their goal, I was screaming. I was also tweeting something, but now I'm kind of like in calm down.
Look, all I'm gonna say is my notifications were basically all the people that had like my tweets bookmarked. All right, they just came back and they were like, "Yo, look at that! We lost with Tuchel. Nagelsmann in, Tuchel out. It wouldn't have happened under Nagelsmann. Blah blah blah." And I'm just like, bro, I'm sick and tired of all of you. All right, I don't care about no Nagelsmann. I don't care about no Tuchel. I care about Bayern. All right, right. That's all I care about. If I think a
Prince, you
manager is
said-
awful, I want
Yeah.
him gone.
Prince, you said you don't care about winning. You care about good football. You can't say that was good football today.
Obviously not. No, and I
No.
do care about winning. For me, I just prioritize good football.
Yeah. So
And I know
yeah.
that's subjective, but I prioritize good football because that leads to winning. Whereas winning without good football is not sustainable.
You
But
see,
so-
you
Unless
see
you're
what
Real
this
Madrid.
riot guy just said. We are not the team we were under Flick. We are no longer the team that everyone fears, unfortunately. If you go on Twitter, on Reddit, anywhere, in the Champions League, we were the team no one wants to draw. We were the team everyone was afraid of. Like it was.
But that's
They
because there's
did.
no good teams this season. Like, which team plays good football this season?
Yeah, but he
Besides
says no one
Napoli.
fears us, which is not true. After that PSG performance, everyone had respect for us. They were like, "Holy shit! Look at how Bayern cooked them." Like, PSG was they hadn't had the chance, and in the second game, Mbappe played for the whole game, right? They didn't even stand a chance, and Bayern played so well. And then we got City, and I've been on City's like YouTube channel where they did a live reaction to that, right? They were like, "Please no Bayern, please no Bayern, please no Bayern," and then got Bayern, and it was like, "Shit, we got Bayern." They would have rather get Real Madrid than Bayern.
No, they
That's
won't. Only idiots would want Real Madrid over us, because it doesn't matter how good Real Madrid play, you can't beat them. Whereas with us, it doesn't matter how good we play, we can't beat anyone. That's the difference.
We did beat all teams in the Champions League.
So
And then we still would have lost to, the second we come up against like AC Milan, we would have lost, same as Villarreal last season. Like, don't kid yourself. Like, we might win against a team that, again, we conceded against Moscow. Oh, who was it? CSK in Moscow that we conceded? No.
In this
it was
season?
no,
No.
Victoria Pilsen. Victoria
We,
Pilsen.
we,
Victoria
but
Pilsen,
we
exactly.
played our second team, bro. That doesn't count. You tell
It
me
does
that counts?
Everything counts. We're
So
getting
Prince,
Nah, we won't.
Prince, I've got a question. Yeah.
Yep.
So you're always on about playing nice football. So I'm just curious. When
Yep.
was the last time for you that Bayern Munich has consistently played beautiful football and successful?
Probably under Pep.
2014. So, no, sorry, no, 2016. Last time.
So Pep era.
Yeah.
All right. So I knew that was going to be. I was just curious.
That's the only fair shot, right? Like I can't remember any.
Yeah.
Like,
I agree. By the way, I agree. By
Like, if it was up to me, Flick shouldn't have lasted more. Even in the season that he won the Champions League, he should have been sacked. Because
I think that would have been a bit harsh, but I see where you're coming from.
I would have done it. Like, that's why you don't want me as I know I'm joking about you should vote me as FC Bayern president, but you don't want to vote me as the president because I will make changes.
Please go to the AGM. I want to see that. I want to see.
I will get rid of people quickly. Like, I've got no mercy.
Funny.
It doesn't matter to me if you won the Champions League or not. If I think that football stinks, you're out.
Yeah, I 100% am going to the AGM as well. I was planning on doing it last year actually, but something held me up. I don't remember what. It was something urgent, so I couldn't go. But this year I will definitely go because last year, it was surprisingly empty, the AGM. Like, people didn't show up for some reason. But this year is going to be different.
Trust me, it's going to be full this year for one reason. Yeah. The one reason is, obviously the whole Nagelsmann sacking. The second thing is, we don't know how the whole Qatar deal is still going out. So you know that's going to be a topic. You just know.
Definitely.
No, that Nagelsmann will also be a topic. You underrate how much he was liked here in Germany.
Nah, I don't underrate. That's why I said it will be a topic, even though I honestly I don't care, as you know. I don't care. But
I don't know.
People get too attached to managers.
I think by October, but it is in October, right? Yeah, October. By October, it might have died down a bit.
Yeah. Let's say Tuchel wins the Champions League, ain't nobody gonna care about Nagelsmann anymore.
Yeah.
Like, if Tuchel wins the Champions League, not a single, even you'll change your name from Nagels Enjoyer to Tuchel Enjoyer. Like, nobody will think about that fraud anymore.
I won't, but I see where you're coming from. Yeah, no one will care about this. Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah. But I even think, even if we just won the Bundesliga this year and have a very good start to the next season, even then people are not going to, there's not going to be an uproar. It's going to be maybe one guy giving his speech and mentioning him, and that's it, basically. But yeah, the Qatar one is. I've never asked you on your stance on the Qatar sponsorship, have I?
And you never will. And you never will. You don't want to hear my thoughts on it.
I know you just.
Know your thoughts. It's not hard to predict what you think about it.
Oh, go on. And what do you predict? I won't confirm or deny it.
Yeah, you don't give a fuck. You see what other clubs do, and you just want us to succeed. You don't give a fuck. Just give us the money. Yeah, that's a fair.
That about me.
That's a
Why
fair point to have, honestly. That's fair. Like if I just compare how much we get from a sleeve sponsorship and how much Dortmund gets, right? It's absurd how much we get from Qatar Airways. I don't think we get this from any other one. We need to combine our money and pay Liverpool to get Mane back. Now that guy's cooking. Yeah, do it.
Now you know
Well,
what the real comment.
What?
This one.
All
I
right, guys, it's
agree.
time we let Buddha step.
I
Nah,
agree.
Oh,
I'm
that was
telling
so
you,
funny.
let Buddha start cook. You know the tweet where he, or like the big report where he joked about the police and I don't know what he said to them.
He
That
he
guy-
called them clowns.
Yeah, that guy is my hero for that. I'm telling you, bro. The police are clowns here in Germany.
I think he was on the bench today, and when Stefan Lehmann was announcing the bench players, like the quietest, like people were so quiet with Zaha, like even for
Yeah,
for
because
the
they can't speak. It's too much
Yeah,
power.
they're like, what the fuck? Is he still playing for us? I was shocked, honestly. I was like, he's on the bench? Wow.
Yeah, he was on the bench, and not one youth player was on the bench. Probably Tuchel knew that
disappointed
the
in you,
game was
Towers.
close. What?
I'm disappointed in you. Because if I was in your shoes today in the Allianz Arena, you know, the second his name was brought up, I would
I
have
should
been
have
the
stripped.
biggest support. Yeah, exactly. I would have had flags waving and everything, like, sir, this is all for ya, sir, this is all for ya.
I did nothing wrong. My God.
Exactly. Do you guys see signing us Kane in the summer?
Yes, if we don't get Colomani, we go
Unfortunately.
for Kane. And I'll be
I
there.
agree, unfortunately.
I'll be
I
there.
like Kane,
Because-
but I don't think he's all that. I think he's going
Did-
to pose the same issue that Choupo-Moting does, where he drops too deep,
I
and
see
that
where you're
means
coming
that
from.
we don't
Yeah,
have a
he's not like
striker in the
he's not
box.
like the Lewandowski type who's sitting in a box all the time. But
Yeah.
I like that he plays it well. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he does good pass and stuff. I think it could help us.
He's also like he has
Wait,
mastered the
let Mohammed cook. Let this guy cook. I know it's the second match of Tuchel, but you guys didn't notice that it's poor football, like long passes. The
Exactly.
one thing I realized, right, was that we actually did some good amount of long passes. Like,
But they
in
weren't
German,
good.
you say Langer Hafer.
Till Cancelo got the ball, and then I don't know where the passes went.
Yeah. Like, there wasn't like, we didn't try to like build it up and then find like, I don't know, the gap and try to go there. It's like very long passes. That's what I said. Long passes per football. I say short passes. This Eric guy, he's cooking something else, man. No, long passes means that you basically, like, there's a difference between if Upamecano does a long pass or if Cancelo does a long pass. Upamecano has something in his mind. He knows, and most of his passes do reach the target. But it's like you just put out a long ball and just hope for the second ball to get. Like, this is why it's not good football anymore. This is just
Yeah,
what
it's kick and
most
rush,
Bundesliga teams do. They just hope for the second ball and try to get a chance for that.
Also, Theo. Nobody
Wait,
cares
what?
about
Are
United.
Bayern
Nobody
fans
cares
Bayern-
about
care?
United.
But
Nobody cares. Like,
I
come
swear,
on, bro.
I've not even thought about
don't
United in so many years. It's
Don't
like
tell,
almost a meme.
don't tell Core, bro. He would ship Musiala for free to you.
Oh, yeah.
Where is
Absolutely.
Cole? Is he?
He's still
Core, are you
frustrated, and I
good?
do get why.
I had to mute him earlier because he was like having his TV on, but I don't know whether he's actually here.
He's been streaming for 30 minutes.
Glenn Cook. No,
All right, my question to you then. Let's compose a Bayern 11 because we've talked about a lot of like who should we get rid of.
what
et cetera,
time is it?
et
Because
cetera.
this will take some time, I guess.
Will it? I think we can all
You
agree
mean for
on
the
like
next season, right?
no
Yeah.
for this season.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Remaining
We
games, so
did it
we're
already. We did it last time.
We're sticking with the 4-2-3-1 because that's clearly what Tuchel is going for. So let's compose quickly. I mean, in goal, Ulreich.
Wait a second.
You know what's the
is it-
worst?
is it-
Every time they get
Sorry.
a penalty, you know it's in. Either Neuer or Sommer. They don't save them.
Yeah.
Yeah, go with Sommer. Okay, left back. Left back, I 100% go with Davis. After this game, I
Yeah,
don't see anyone else playing there.
me too. Right back. I mean, is it like if everyone's fit, then Mazraoui left right back. So for me,
Over Pavard?
Yeah, I think
yeah,
Pavard.
Pavard was not good today. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
he's
he
good in
wasn't
the
good
back
today.
three,
Yeah,
but
that's
he was
true. But
not good today.
hmm.
Back
Over
four,
Cancelo?
if yeah, I think so.
All right.
Okay,
Mazraoui is
let's
the
go
choice
with
then.
then. I'd go with Mazraoui as well. Okay, who's the center back pairing? Okay, it's
De Ligt
Delic. It's not
Upamecano,
that. It's not the help.
no brainer.
Okay,
Okay.
double
Midfield?
pivot. Like,
Okay, this is my first controversial opinion. Kimmich and
Musiala.
Gravenberg because I'm
fuck Gravenberg. That guy can't play ball. Like, look.
I want to see him consistently for at least 3 games.
Yeah,
Like
you're saying
over
you want to
Goretzka.
see him consistently, but there's a reason he doesn't play consistently.
That's
There
true.
must be a reason, right? There's no way this guy is always on the bench with the coaches. Like the thing is, right? I think the game was 1-1 today. That's probably why Tuchel didn't bring him on. Like he needed some. He knows they could go in the extra time and stuff. You don't want to bring in Gravenberg there who barely plays. But like, I don't think that guy offers anything more than Goretzka does. Like I don't think so, or at least not. Like he has the potential to do that, yes, but not at the moment. I don't think he does. There must be a reason he plays that early.
Hmm.
And
I'll just
honestly,
came
at
in.
that Dortmund
Do you
game, I
remember?
thought Goretzka, Kimmich were fine.
So my question, my
in-
question to you lot:
sorry.
would you sorry to cut you off, would you play Musiala over Gravenberg?
Who you
Sorry,
asking?
Musiala over Goretzka.
Who you asking me?
Anyone?
I
Good
mean,
question.
yeah, why not?
I mean,
Because he played it today.
No,
he did.
Yes.
he did, yeah, because Goretzka came off for Mane, and then Musiala went to Goretzka's position.
I mean, still doesn't fix the problem of us not having a DM, like a proper DM.
I don't think we need a DM. I think that's an overrated
think we do.
position.
I
And
think
why
we
do we
def-
need a DM? We don't like
Because
Freiburg had like 2 chances, right? One was after a free kick, and the other one was like, you can't save that. No DM in the world could save that. Why would you like get someone
it's
who's
not about today. It's about the entire season. Like our best games have been where Goretzka actually plays like a DM, in my opinion,
yeah, there was
where he actually takes his responsibilities seriously, which was Paris, which was I think Dortmund to some extent as well.
but
It's
okay.
just the role of like say a Javi Martinez, about
Yeah.
to Arturo Vidal,
You don't
like the
need that.
things you don't see.
That doesn't exist. It's
Jerry
not
Z,
2012 anymore.
any chance that
Also,
Tuchel will
that
be
the
sacked?
answer to that is zero. Zero.
No way he's getting sacked because there are no alternatives. Even if he was like so bad that we get like 3rd in the table or something, he wouldn't get the sack because there's no alternatives.
Zidane.
You
Why do
he
you
would
think he
take the
hasn't made a
job?
single interview? It's because he's learning German in the background.
I honestly think we have better chances getting Zidane than like PSG.
I think so. I think PSG has a very bad rep in France, and I think he's from Marseille, so he's not gonna go to.
I mean, there's a
Paris.
reason they get Gautier and no like fancy coach, right? I think they couldn't just get one. Like they all also want Nagelsmann now, but why would he take that? If Mazraoui is a guaranteed starter, yeah, I could live with that. Give Gravenberg to United. We give you the money for Alisson Becker.
I'd take it.
Why
I
not?
gotta lie.
Alisson Becker is wasted at Liverpool. Look at him right now.
I haven't kept up with.
How
him,
much
so-
does the board take for the lack of cohesive? Yeah, left Manaf Cook. He's right.
I don't know about lack of cohesive plan because, like, the board takes a lot of criticism for the timing of sacking Nagelsmann, not for sacking him. But
No,
the
also
board,
for sacking him. It's
No.
just your opinion that is that they're not getting blame, but they are also getting the blame from the public for sacking him.
no, I don't care about the public. I care about like
Yeah, but what?
for how much blame they should get for a quote unquote lack of cohesive plan.
Yeah, but
The plan was
you're
Nagelsmann,
basing
and
this
they
on
got
your
the
opinion.
no.
Why
I'm
not?
saying that because their plan was cohesive. They had a plan that was Nagelsmann. It didn't work out. They got him all the players that he wanted, and it still didn't work out. And then their new plan was, okay, we need to get rid of him, which wasn't a bad plan, but the issue was the timing of it. That's why that's why I'm saying they don't get blamed for sacking him. They get blamed for the timing of it because they had a plan and it didn't work out. But they should have realized it earlier that it didn't work out.
I think that when they hired him, right? So, in my opinion, although I like Nagelsmann, he never should have been hired in the first place because this step was just much too early for him. But they took a bet on him. They gave him a 5-year contract, and to me, as a fan, that step that told me, all right, that communicated to the fans, this is a project, a long-term project, and we are ready to perhaps have a few seasons where we're not gonna win everything, perhaps even lose the Bundesliga. But
Never believe a long-term project. I'm sorry.
No, Tassif, if we don't win the Bundesliga, he's not staying. That
Yeah, if you don't win the Bundesliga, he's gone. Like the next day, he'll have to resign himself.
That's something you could say, yes, but it's not something that is realistic.
That's realistic.
Yeah. You like this title is like, as I said, look at the squad values and stuff. There's no way we don't win the league. What I'm saying is, the reason Nagelsmann was sacked wasn't because they were probably like completely feared that they would lose the Bundesliga. I think it's like two reasons, right? Tuchel's availability, like they saw that guy's there. He won the Champions League with Chelsea after getting him, like, I think it was quite similar timing, which says he's good enough for that. And Nagelsmann being like, the game against Leverkusen, that was really one of the worst performances I've also I have to admit.
It wasn't just a game against Lever. It was every game. Like I brought this up, right? And there's a reason I didn't make that many videos when Nagelsmann was still here. Now suddenly that Tuchel is here, you see streams and discussions almost every day. There's a reason for that, all right? When was the last time we played good football? Honestly, under Nagelsmann, when did we last play good football? Please tell me. And don't say PSG because we didn't play good in that first half. I'm talking about 90 minutes.
Then the game against Union Berlin.
No.
We won 3-0. What do you expect?
I expect more. I hold us to a higher standard.
When did we play good against with Tuchel, huh? We played 2 bad games now.
He's been here for 2 days.
Yeah, but we
played 2 games.
Shit.
What do you mean?
Yeah, but we played bad with them. Like, well,
yes, I know. I'm not disputing that. But like if in 2 training camps, so this summer and then next winter, if in 2024 we still play the same way as we do right now, I'll be the first person to want him gone. Like you'll see me. I'll turn a full
I know you don't have
I
know you are not like sticking on personal I know you are not like you like the coach. That's why you want to stick with him. Like I do. Like I completely admit. Like I like Nagelsmann. That's why I wanted him to succeed. But you're not that guy. You only want the trainer to, like, if he's good, he should stay. If he's not, you can go. Like you don't care about him as a person.
I don't expect Tuchel to stay anyway. I expect him to be here for at most 3 years, and then he's going to leave. Like there's going to be some clashes. Like
my expectation is 1.5 years. He's not going to see the end of next season. 100%. He's going to fight with Bratzer over the breakfast provided at the hotel at an away game.
It will be funny. Yeah, that Leverkusen game before we played decent, I believe.
The 5-1.
Yeah, we did good.
Yeah, that was good.
Can I give that? That was the first Leverkusen game. We also played really well against Freiburg with Nagelsmann this season. I think we won 4-0 or 5-0, anything like that. Completely destroyed them the last time we beat them. We met them. That was good football. You can't argue that. Like if that's not good football, what is good football?
Good football and I think I need to explain it a little bit. I did last time during a different stream, but for me, good football is a consistent. It doesn't mean that we're overly dominating each and every team that we play, but that there is a consistency to us. That you can go into a game and you kind of know how we're gonna play, and we play that game and that style 90% of the time. And also, for me, just basics, right? Like just the bare minimum that I want is Bayern to have 6 shots on targets, and good shots. Like I'm not talking about like your Tony Kroos, you're halfway 90th minute, and you're just like fuck it, I'll just shoot. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like 6 good attempts on goal each game and 6 corners. I mean that's a bare minimum. Like obviously that's kind of a weird way to look at it, but that's just the stats. But then in terms of overall gameplay, I want there to be a consistent philosophy, a consistent style that I can look forward to, and it's not like it doesn't change from game to game. There's a clear identity, a clear way that we're playing. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to me whether it's a defensive style, like if we employ the Catenaccio, where we just defend with 10 players, then so be it. But it's a consistent style. And if we then just counter like Real Madrid did in 2012, then so be it. At least it's consistent. But for example, what I don't want is where, well, we're only winning because we're outscoring a team, or we're only winning because we got better individual quality. And that was my issue with Flick. Now, again, Flick was very successful, but we couldn't keep a clean sheet to save our life. Like we basically had to outscore the opponent each game, and people don't want to accept that. People don't want to acknowledge that. But it just, defense to me is as important, if not more important, than the attack. And Bayern has always had great attackers. Bayern has always had good defenders, but the managers that excelled the most at Bayern were those that could do well both with their defense and their attack. Just look at, for example, I hate to bring it up, but just look at Flick during the second season, when we couldn't score. We had the chances, but when we couldn't, outscore the opponent against PSG, we had 21 shots in that one game, and we still lost because we couldn't defend. I want the team to be balanced, but if we are heavily reliant on one side, I don't want the other to fall away. If we're going for Catenaccio 10 at the back kind of style, like early AC Milan from the 90s, under Sarri, then so be it. But, because I know our attack will still be lethal. And if we're going for an all-out attacking style, I still want our defense to still be able to contain the opponent. That, to me, is good football. It's a balance between both the attack and defense, even if there is not supposed to be a balance. I hope that makes sense. It's not about, because, again, for me, as I said, the last time we played good football was under Pep. And it's not a situation where I just like possession football. I don't really care too much about it, but possession football is like the easiest way to play consistent. But it doesn't mean that that possession football is the only way to play good football and consistent football, if that makes sense. Like under, for example, Jupp Heynckes, 2013, that was good football. And that, yes, we did have more possession than the opponent most of the time, but that's because we were better than the opponents most of the time, but we weren't a solely possession-based team. It's just that with possession, a lot of the time it's easier to be consistent, but there are other ways to achieve a consistent approach to football. Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes sense. But then you're saying we need consistency is the key, then we need more than one game, right? Can I just say, when did we play good football? I just cannot come up with one game.
Well, all right, but I was talking about specifically a game. I wasn't talking about a manager. That's why I always give managers 2 training camps. Like typically it's the summer one and then the winter one. Well, typically I give them a full season, really. But that is because you can't get consistency, you can't get your philosophy, you can't get an idea and an approach into a squad overnight. That's why I give them time. But when I feel like they still haven't implemented their ideas after a specific amount of time, that's when I want them gone. And that's why Nagelsmann, we never got that with him. We never did. First season it was this and that, and then second season he was like, no, I'm gonna try this and that, and it still failed both times. Just saying.
Yeah.
Now here's a striker name. How about Lautaro Martinez as a striker?
I don't think he's good enough.
Interesting that you say that. Interesting that you say that.
Why?
I agree, but he is a name that was heavily linked to us last summer. And I was speaking with someone that's got a little bit of insight, or supposed insight. I don't know how much insight they've really got, but they've got a little bit of supposed insight. And they told me that we were heavily linked, and the club was seriously talking to Lautaro Martinez and his representatives. And that was like it was very likely to happen last summer, but then it didn't. But again, I don't think
there's something quite interesting at our how we get players. I think Salihamidzic needs to be a fan of the player, otherwise there's like zero chances of us getting him. That's why Flick hasn't got like any wishes fulfilled. At least not like these expensive wishes.
Good. I'm 100% behind that.
Because that's why we didn't get Havertz.
Wishes were atrocious.
I'm sorry, but Flick's choices were just what was my man cooking?
I think the time, like whenever MiaSanMia posted about his wishes, I had to double check if it's not MiaSanMia with an M, because they were just so random and daft.
Yeah, no, like I'm sorry, I like Flick as a person, as a human being, but my goodness, my man was smoking that crack with his wishes. At least Nagelsmann had decent wishes.
Yeah, that's true. Except Mane. Mane wasn't a wish. It was like very opportunistic signing, I believe.
I mean, we like no one expected him to fail as much as he did at the end. I remember us saying, like when we started our discussions, just when we signed Mane, we were so optimistic about him. We were like, he's going to be.
We were all happy. We were all saying, "Oh, what a signing!"
Yeah, I remember, and thank God nobody clipped it. But I said, with this team, this manager, especially with Mane, we have to win the treble.
What was he cooking?
Yeah, we were all wrong. So yeah, I guess we can't really blame Nagelsmann on Mane, because Mane was actually class before he came to us, and now he's just asked.
Also, Eric, that's an interesting name that you brought up, Kutchu. I thought I thought he got maybe I'm just wrong, but I thought I saw in the news, was it this week or last week, that he finally got a transfer, because obviously last summer he was like highly rumored to be leaving, but I thought he got let me just double check, but I'm pretty sure that he got a transfer this week, or there was like some big news about him finally moving in the summer this week. Oh no, it's even worse. Brighton are interested in him. Oh, never mind then. Brighton, Tottenham, never mind. Last season he was planning on going to Arsenal. I was a huge fan of his. Just like that little. I don't know how I would describe him, but just that I just think he's like that little rascal. That's the best way I can describe him. Just that little Giftswerk, for lack of a better term.
Wadenbeißer.
I'd love to see that. I'd love to see that. It needs to be streamed. If there is a fight, I need to see that.
You do know Nabri is a massive One Piece fan. He just screamed "Gomu Gomu no" and start catching.
And then he gets knocked out.
Yeah.
And with all of that said, though, ladies and gentlemen, just going through like the last few comments before we call it a day, because I know for you lot it's 1 a.m. For me, it's 12th, and I've got work tomorrow. Granted, I work from home, so I literally
Me
get up
too.
like 2 minutes before work starts. Haha. It's nice. It feels nice. I'll ask this then. When was the last time you think that we played good football? Because Eric says 2013. What about you lot?
Yo, Lewandowski just dropped an interview.
Okay, so
Lewandowski on Nagelsmann dismissal. For me, it was a surprise. Levy was for all of us. The Champions League was going great. Yeah, we cooked you. In the Bundesliga, the way they played wasn't as they would have wished, but the title was still possible. Man, they had to release it today, right?
you think it's just going to say we're waiting? These interviews typically get made like months in advance, and then just wait for the right moment.
Yeah, okay, months couldn't be possible because of Nagelsmann dismissal, but yeah, probably last week.
True. Yeah.
Lewandowski and whether Nagelsmann was the reason for him leaving. No, we know it was your wife. Shut up. She basically just admitted it.
Who cares about Lewandowski? Real talk, right?
Me.
I honestly don't. I've never like.
Me.
I've
He
never
was
even
my
think
favorite
about it.
player, I have to admit.
Like honestly, like Lewandowski, I hadn't thought about him until like 2 days ago, 3 days ago, when that one Barcelona fan was in the discussion and was talking about how Lewandowski can't even cook against the small teams anymore in La Liga, and I was like, oh, okay.
But he
Here's
did
what he's
actually. He
really
scored
for.
2 against Elche.
Oh wow. But like I'm just like I've not.
I mean,
thought about
Elche is
that.
as Freiburg, right? We could have needed 2 goals today.
Well, we could have needed 2 goals against Villarreal too. But again, I wasn't shocked. I wasn't surprised. Neither was I disappointed that we lost today. I expected it. Like after, I didn't expect it before the game. I expected it after I saw the first half, and after I saw about 60 minutes of our play, I was like, "Yep, I know exactly what it's going. I know exactly that they're going to score in the last minute. I don't know how, but I was like, yep, they're going to get some sort of lucky goal or a penalty, and they're going to win this. And guess what? They got that penalty. So I wasn't even like surprised. I was just like, yep, it is what it is. Because there's just a, you know what? There is a consistency. There is a consistency to Bayern bottling it. There just is. So I'm not even shocked or surprised anymore. I accept it. In my heart, in my deepest heart, that unfortunately isn't pure, in my dark, deep heart, I know that this team is full of bottlers. That this club, I don't know when it happened, but it happened. This club went from never bottling to always bottling. And I don't know what it is. Like the only time we won the Champions League is when we played against even bigger bottlers than us, PSG and Dortmund. When was the last time we won the Champions League against a team that wasn't bigger bottlers than us? When was the last time we won?
To be honest, never. I think all of our. I mean, if you go back to
you could be cooking something. If I remember, we never won against other teams in the Champions League than Barcelona, PSG. Like I'm talking about the big teams, right?
Yep.
Barcelona, PSG. That's it. Like we lost to Real Madrid like almost all the time. We lost to who did we lose to? Oh, we get one against Juventus one time, but I don't know whether you can call them like
even bigger bottlers than us. Like
we lost to Atletico. Yeah.
the big team of all time.
Like Bayern is a team of bottlers when you really, oh my goodness, I can't believe it. When you really think about it, right?
If you go through the finals that we won, right? The 74 was Atletico Madrid.
Yeah.
75 I think was Leeds. Yeah, 75 was Leeds.
Yeah.
Then 76 was Saint-Étienne, or the other way around. But yeah, then you go to the losses. 82 was Aston Villa. 87 was Porto. Then 99 Man United. Then 2001 was Valencia, which I mean, as far as the bottlers go, they're one of the biggest ones in history.
The worst part is, yeah, in terms of finals, I feel like you look at Real Madrid. They've never in their history lost a Champions League final. You look at us. we've nearly. I think I don't remember what's still true, but it was true in 2013 that we had been in as many finals in the Champions League as Real Madrid. I don't know whether it's still true. I don't think it would be. Well, it's not, just statistically speaking. But like they've gotten what 12, 13? I've lost count honestly how many Champions League they've won. But then you compare us, and it's like, man. We could have double. We could have double the amount right now if we weren't such big bottlers. It hurts. But the worst part is, we still German teams. They're like the German teams are even bigger bottlers than us, and that's why we keep winning in finals and whatnot against them. It hurts, and that's probably why we keep losing to Gladbach, because Gladbach isn't a bottler. They won the European trophy, and you know what? They're happy with it. They're not bottlers.
Gladbach. I mean, in the 80s.
Yeah.
But they only won the
You're cutting out there. You cut out a few times there, I think. You're cutting off. Your thing is cutting
sorry.
off.
Yeah, I think my battery's low.
Yeah. But point is, maybe Bayern need to look at themselves. Maybe they do. I don't know. Are we the Spurs of Germany? No. Because the difference between us and Spurs is that we actually still win. But I don't know. These are like these are like shower thoughts right now, but it's not a shower, and it's me falling half asleep. So these are my half asleep thoughts, ladies and gentlemen. But we're probably gonna call it quits here. Unless anyone has anything else to say. If so, speak now or forever hold thy tongue. Okay.
I have nothing to say other than, yeah, I have nothing to say. I'm just mad, man. I thought we were gonna win the triple. Now we're winning. I don't know, the league.
You know what? You can be happy on the weekend when we beat Freiburg 4-0. In a game that doesn't really matter.
So that's so frustrating, man.
Alec, good night. For anyone that's watching and listening,
that's my brother, by the way.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
I see. Well, shout out. But yeah, with that said,
all right,
gentlemen,
see you.
Goodbye.
Keep yourself safe, keep yourself healthy, and most importantly, keep yourself sane in these trying times. See ya. Bye.
Bye.
Good night.